What's up? Yeah, what's up? What's up, man? Good evening, guys. I just ate dinner. That's what I'm starting now, man. I just ate dinner 15 minutes earlier. Originally scheduled for. Hey, there you go, buddy. There, you're in the chat. Finally. What's up, guys? Hope you're all doing good. Yeah, much earlier stream. Like I said, in the weekends, we're going to do earlier streams than the weekdays. I think it's better for all. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, we're not tonight. We're not doing, or this evening, we're not doing Grace Randolph, John Campion, Doomcoff. We're doing something I that I know a buddy of mine, Tony from Geek Getaway, the chosen one, talks about basically 24/7 on his YouTube channel. Is basically the Whippiverse. There's your line of Whippiverse. Yeah, I'm calling you out, Tony. If you hear me, buddy. If you hear me, I'm calling you out. Yeah, but I'm doing something similar. We're talking Eric July tonight. The first one on this channel, Eric July. Eric July. And this, now, Tony covered this on his streams the past few days too. So, but this is going to be this is going to be my point of view. And if Blinded comes on, his point of view. So yeah, no Grace Randolph, no John Campbell, but Eric July, Whippiverse, and Ass. This is from their show they do together. What's it called? What's it called, Red? What's the show called? What's the show they do together? Silverback and Ma shoulder here. Silverback and what? What is it called? What is it called? The show they do together. Oh, Finbar's gonna join soon. But what's the show called? He does with Ass, heel versus babyface. Pronouns. What's that show called? I really do hope Blinded does come. Why do you want to shave my shoulder hair? Why do you want to shave my shoulder hair? Hey, it's none of your business, Red. None of your business. Business. Boy. Boy. It's none of your business. Ripping ass is what it is. Ripping. That's funny. Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. That's true, man. Ripping ass is what it is. Oh man, it's fun, right? They're fun to make fun of, aren't they? They're really fun to make fun of because they have nothing concrete, and they react solely on emotion and not on critical thinking like we do, right? But let's ask for you guys. Now, I sent a link for the people in that group chat, the Reddit group chat with me. That means like Tony's available to come on, Finbar, Wizard, Buddy, and also my other group chat. Blind is going to come on, maybe, maybe. He's aware that I've started earlier. I don't think he's aware I started at 6:45, but I think he's aware I started. He knows I was going to start earlier. So, Blinded, if you're listening to me, I sent you a link in the Discord. So yeah. Oh, but you're mean. Business. He knows everything. He knows how to. His universe. His universe has got people Marvel and DC. Man. He's gonna catch up to Marvel and DC as a global phenomenon. The Whippiverse. It's gonna be a global phenomenon, guys. A global phenomenon. Comment. Oh wait. A huge global phenomenon, the Whippiverse. All right, so I think there's two videos based on Marvel that I want to go over. One's 8 minutes and the other 6 minutes, so in total it's 14 minutes. Uh, Also, John Campy is having a live stream in 10 minutes, 9 to 10 minutes. But we got to do this, and maybe if we finish this early, maybe we'll listen to John Campy's live stream together, live, live, open mic. If you want, guys, only if you want. All right, all right. Let me get it up. Okay. I'm at the bottom here. The headline's gone, but here I'm at the bottom. And I don't know why we can't see Rip. It must be. Let me see.
In Avengers Doomsday.
Wait a minute.
Potentially.
There we go. I was wondering why it was that. I thought it was the StreamYard, but no, it was their clip. It was their trade segment. I mean, okay. Okay. All right. So yeah, here's So yeah, from they're calling me chicken. Bark, 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 bark. Where are you, buddy? Where are you? Where are you, man? I'm getting people to watch. Thank you. All right. Without the Avengers, okay, that's the title of the. If you can't, the Avengers movie. Without the Avengers, who do they have? Well, they're gonna. Well, let's before we get into this video, they still got the Avengers out there. Falcon is still an Avenger. Doctor Strange is still an Avenger. Hawk is still an Avenger. Hawkeye is still an Avenger. Spider-Man in some sense. Yo, Derpy. Who else? Who else I can say is Avenger? Captain Marvel is pretty much an Avenger in some aspects. Who else? Okay, Black Panther. Yeah, it's a different Black Panther. Who else? Thor is still Avenger out there. Thor. And they're probably going to get new Avengers into the team from this past movies and Disney Plus shows. So probably like She-Hulk, Shang-Chi. I don't know. Kate Bishop's Hawkeye. I don't know. They'll probably get so. I just named you 5 members off the top of my list who are still Avengers, like Thor, Captain Marvel, Falcon, or is Captain America, Hawkeye, Hawk. And just because they haven't been seen around together does not mean they're not part of the Avengers. They're still in Avengers. Right? There's 5 characters right now. They're still the part of the Avengers. And you still got the other Avengers: Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, War Machine, Captain Marvel. Oh my God, Ant-Man. Okay, there's a lot of and new characters. Just That's just business. Tony, I want you to come on, man. I want Tony. Tell Tony to come on, Red. Tell Tony to come on, Red, before his show. Tell Tony to come on. What's up? What's up, Sideways? What's up? Blinded. Come on, buddy. Come on. He may not be available. We're doing this. But other people, Sideways, Reds, all good to see you. Derpy, whoever else. Anthony, maybe. I don't know. Ain't no scamming, no charity. All right, let's get to this.
Oh yeah, I can see
that's the only time that there is potential. I say potential because they don't have a fucking Avengers team.
Yes, they fucking do. Oh my fucking god! I'm sorry. Oh, these idiots don't know. These idiots think that the Avengers are not. These idiots think what the Avengers movie. What they're gonna do without the Avengers? Who do they have? That's what they think. They think there's no. The Avengers don't have a team, basically. But we know they have a team. We know the Avengers have a team. But we know they still have a team. Okay? The Justice League, Aquaman has his own solo movie. The Flash has his own solo movie. Wonder Woman has his own solo. Well, Wonder Woman movies take place in the past, but they still have the Justice League. Oh my god! They still have a team. Hawk is still around. They're still the Avengers. You think the Avengers all hang out at the same time? Yeah, fatter. Oh yeah, the Avengers have to be hanging out. No, you think Batman hangs out with Superman? No, Batman, when he's part of Justice League, but he hangs out. He monitors Gotham. You think Superman hangs out with the rest of the Justice League? No, he monitors Metropolis, Flash, Central City. You guys get my point. Just because they're not around together doesn't mean the team is disbanded. Oh my god. Yeah, exactly, TJ. If you want to come on, TJ, you can, I know. But like, sure, keep me warm with them. Yeah, God. This is so fucking ridiculous, man. Hey. For example, this Thank you. Thank you, guys. Hey, for example, let's say Finbar. Finbar's been away for a while. Busy. He's still part of Geek Getaway in Tony's stream. Tony's team. TJ, if TJ was away for a while, he'd still be part of he's still part of Tony's team. Like say TJ takes a month break, he's still part of Tony's team. You think the Avengers? What? I don't think they understand. Fuck. They say that they fucking read. They claim they read comics, guys. They claim they read comics, right? Characters are part of Justice League or the Avengers, right? They're in the Avengers. There's the Avengers comics, and some of the characters have their own comics. And their own comics are still technically part of the team, right? But they have their own life too. Their own life. Batman has his own comic. He's still part of the Justice League. You think everything in Batman has to be related to Justice League? What the? Like, seriously? I mean, this is a rant. I mean, these guys are stupid and Canopy and Grace Randolph. I'm sorry. Stupid. I'm good, Hunter. Thank you. Are you guys? Oh, by the way, how are you guys? Let's continue.
That also is true. So we talked about it last time. We talked about it like it's like, okay, you brought back Robert Downey Jr. for whatever reason. Not a fan of the idea, but you did it anyway.
Yeah, you're not a fan of the idea because you probably have no clue why they brought him back. You probably don't know. you probably don't know the reason behind it. They brought back Robert Downey Jr. Because you are a CBT. And guys, what a CBT is, and look, as has all the comics in the back, but I guarantee you know shit from the comics too. You know what CBT is? We call these people all the time, people like this, a CBT. A comic book tourist. CBT. CBT. Yeah, thank you. Oh, there's Blind. Thank you. CBT. CBT. Oh yeah, by the way, Blind, and when you come on, you know what's coming on, by the way, your buddy Finbar. CBT. So when you hear me say CBT or type in the chat, comic book tourist, everybody. Okay? That's what I call them, a comic book tourist.
It's not like you answered to me individually, so I get it. He's Doom or a version of Doom and Stark. I don't know. Fucking who knows? Whatever. He's a part of it. We know that. But still, you're trying to give him an Avengers or group that's going to fight him. Since it's not going to.
Well, you think it's just going to be the Avengers, huh? Avengers group, right? We know the Fantastic. Guys, in this video, they haven't said the Fantastic Four, right? You guys watched this video. I don't remember watching the full video on Tony's stream, but did they not mention the Fantastic Four is going to be in the movie? I'll be right back. I gotta turn on this light I gotta turn on my light. There we go. Oh, by the way, you'll fucking know you'll fucking know as we get closer to filming who's going to be in the movie. There will be announcements who's going to be announced. We know for a fact Doctor Strange is going to be. That's pretty much confirmed. Fantastic Four and Doom, and we know the Thunderbolts are confirmed for it too. Okay. Yeah, you know what? They might not be in this universe, or maybe in their universe they are. Maybe because we know TJ, because we know for a fact their movie's taking place in a different universe, right? Maybe there is an Avengers team in that universe that they're part of. It's possible. And they thought the Fantastic Four wasn't part of the Avengers? My God. Definition of a comic book tourist then. I bet he did though. They say they haven't, but I bet you he did. That's just business. It is what it is.
It's going to be Fantastic Four. It's going to be the Avengers. Who the fuck do you have? Ironheart? Shang-Chi, Ironheart, Kamala Harris Khan.
You think Kamala Khan's could be in Avengers? You think Ironheart's could be in Avengers? Those are your first two? So who do you have? Those are the first two. Have you watched the past MC? Oh my God, why am I repeating a dead horse? Broken record, sounding a broken record. Have you watched MCU since Endgame? We still got characters from the past saga still around. Hawk is still around, guys. Captain Marvel's still around. Hawkeye. Thor. Shang-Chi may not be an Avenger now, but he may eventually become one. I don't know. But Ironheart and and Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel. That's who you go to when you can clearly see that Miss Marvel is trying to, from the end of the Marvels, is trying to start a young Avengers team, but not the actual Avengers. Thank you. See, here's the whole fucking list. Captain America, Doctor Strange, Captain Marvel, Spider-Man, Shuri, Black Panther, Ant-Man, Wasp, War Machine, Shang-Chi, yeah. Like, Hawk is still there, yeah. Hawk is still there. Seriously, do you think the Avengers hang out together 24/7? There's a reason why they have their own movies and shows, you know. Pay attention. Do you guys, did Thor say he's leaving the Avengers? Did Hawkeye say he's leaving the Avengers? Did Hawk say he's leaving the Avengers? Hawkeye says it's kind of retired. Guardians of the Galaxy, the Fantastic Four, eventually. Like these guys.
Captain Marvel,
African American,
and Captain African Falcon Man. Maybe
Oh, here's the thing though, as Falcon, even before Anthony Mackie's character became the Captain America, he was in the Avengers as Falcon. He was still an Avenger as Falcon. Star-Lord's living on Earth. Dumbasses. Maybe you forgot that Falcon was an Avenger before became Captain America. Dumbasses. Oh, I guess they forgot. They purposely they purposely forgot that. We know. And he does a racist fucks with that. The token guy on the left. R.I.P. Yeah, R.I.P. Yeah. That should be R.I.P. your comic book knowledge, your MCU knowledge. That should be. Rest in peace, your comic book knowledge. Oh wait, you don't have any comic book knowledge. I wasn't gonna go on the rant, man. This stream was not supposed to be a rant. But it was Scott Lang. Thank you, man. Oh my god. Oh, this was not supposed to be a rant. Really. It just why at the beginning? RIP. RIP company. God. Moon Knight could join in the future. Yeah, I know. It's not hard to rant. I know.
Kate Bishop, fucking
Jose Falcon.
Yeah, I don't.
Jose Falcon. Yeah, you know the way he married Daredevil, but the way he said like Jose Falcon, right? Just a bigoted tone right there. You could tell. God damn. Oh, Kate Bishop. Did you watch the Marvels? You think you're gonna have Kate Bishop enter the Avengers? Did you watch the end of Marvels? I watched the end of Marvels. Remember Miss Marvel was there? I think they're trying to set up the young Avengers, a younger version of the team. Not the actual Avengers. Oh, by the way, if you read the fucking comics, you two idiots, you would know in Marvel, they have the Avengers open up a school for training young heroes and heroines. Right, guys? Doesn't Avengers open up a school to train young heroes and heroines? I don't know. Maybe they should know that, huh? Maybe they should know that. I just find this shit so ridiculously stupid. Honestly. All right. I mean, I'm not even 2 minutes in, and I'm 25 minutes on a minute in the video.
I don't know. Who do you got? She-Hulk?
Nobody that anyone gives a fuck about is what you've got. Do you have Iron Man? Do you have Cap? Do you have Thor?
You have off-brand versions?
Yeah, you have Thor, you idiot. You have Thor. He's not done. Iron Man's dead. Cap is Falcon. Whether you accept it or not, accept that he's Anthony Mackie's character, Sam Wilson. Accept it. Okay, accept it. You got one right at least. As
of them. You have the all different
version of them. You got the fucking Iron Man at Home version.
So yeah, maybe Echo will be part of the Avengers. Who knows?
See, yeah, like seriously, like Thor's not going to come back in the Avengers movie, of course, sideways, of course, right? I mean, I mentioned you guys listened part of the stream at the beginning, 3 or 4 times. I mentioned a bunch of names that from the previous saga and they were still part of this saga, and Tease Hercules, yeah, are still part of the event. They're still part of the Avengers. Fucking. Just because they're not seeing the movie together does not mean they're not in Avengers anymore. Good dumb fucking idiots.
Oh, hey, Eric. Hey, no, Echo's doing great, mate. I was out, went to a little toy shop today. You know, I like little toy hunting. You know me.
Yeah, you like little toys because I know you like to stick your toys. What about War Machine? Yeah, War Machine. Thank you. It's a good point. I know you like to stick your toys. You see. Yeah, I'm sorry. Blinded, get here. Finbar, where are you, man? I need Finbar and Blinded. I need my 2 gamblers on the show. Oy vey. I'm sorry. Yeah, he is. He is. He clearly is. He's going to do that for sure. Yeah, this is true.
Like my fucking little trinkets, went into a toy shop, saw this today, mate. Saw this. What do you think? What do you think?
Damn.
Echo.
What I think of that? Well, the show's come on in January, and it is August, so it's on sale. That's what I think of it. On clearance. So what? Son of T'Challa. That doesn't prove anything. You just want to pick it up. You just want to pick that up and show everybody, trying to rub it in the faces of everybody, right? MCU. That's what you're trying to do. Man, I didn't like Echo that much either, but like, oh,
£3, please.
Why don't you try losing 3 pounds?
Take them.
Yeah, they just like get it out of here now.
Nobody would take it for $5.
Yeah.
You know, there's like 20
the clearance for the clearance.
Yeah.
Dude, fucking idiot. Look, guys. I went to my Toys R Us 1 or 2 weeks ago. I seen still MCU Funkos still on the shelf, and some of them are from popular movies, so this doesn't make any sense. I still see action figures from MCU from the popular movies still on the shelf. This does not make any sense either, okay? from popular Marvel Cinematic movies. Yeah. Let's go to the gym. Rip it hard. Yeah, then you get sideways. Yeah. That's funny. Sideways, that's funny. And red, that's funny. I literally seen that. Okay, I'm sure you have seen going to stores that sell Funkos and action figures. MCU is still on the shelf. Deadpool and Wolverine might join the Avengers. Yeah, possibly. Okay, and where is Blinded? Where's Degrassi? I want to know where Degrassi is. Let's continue.
Like 20 quid when they come out or whatever they are. Fucking. Hey, do you want this?
The
No,
chat
20.
there,
No.
that's still a ripoff.
Yeah, do you want it for 10? No. 5? No. 3?
And this isn't like
no.
this isn't like a.
It's not a win, and you think of this, guys. Okay, not a win. He's a fucking dummy. Yes, yeah, he is a dummy, Anthony. He's a fucking moron. These guys are fucking morons. Man, we get wired up with Campia sometimes, but Campia did not make me rant like this. Okay. I mean, when I talked about Campia, me and Blind talked about Campia about a week ago. I mean, last night we talked about Campia, and we did not rant like this, man.
This is you.
Yeah.
Like this isn't like a Photoshop or nothing. This is you.
No,
You
this
saw
is
it.
me. This is me. Look,
Yeah.
wristbands to prove it, folks.
Yeah.
This is me. This.
No, it's you know what it is. It's the Blob. It was really the Blob. That's what I call him sometimes. A blowfish or the Blob. Here's my Blob. MCU, higher ass is the Blob. Go. Yeah. I watched that video. And they don't give good reasons why. It's just gonna be a flop. Yeah, Grace Randolph is more tolerable than these. Yeah. Yes, thank you. I mean, I didn't like the show, Anthony. Right. I thought it was okay at best. Some bad season ending, but it did all right. I can tolerate Grace Randolph. Because Grace Randolph, I don't think Grace Randolph tries to insult his audience, right? She doesn't try to insult her audience. Grace Randolph is not a grifter. Doesn't try to grift and insult her audience, right? These guys, they're insulting their audience because their audience is believing their crap. So basically, they're grifting off their audience. So they're basically insulting their audience, and their audience is buying it. That's Smith alone weighs about 80 pounds. Oh man. I don't remember last time I was fired up like this.
This is me.
Yeah.
Beautiful fucking hands. Titty grabbing hands.
Yeah, your old titties. Oh, it's not, Anthony. It's not. Yeah, Randolph is just an idiot, but she's sincere. Yeah. I agree. And no, Eric July's titties. That's what you grab. That's what you're trying to grab. Which woman would let this guy grab your titty? Seriously. It's obviously not by asking, right? Oh. You'd be like, get away from me, perv. Or they base some with pepper spray or something. I bet you Az got pepper sprayed a lot. He seems like the type of guy that got pepper sprayed a lot. Oh, really? Oh, nice. I'm just sorry. I wish Degrassi was here. I know you guys like making fun of him, but Degrassi would really love making fun of him. Yeah, boy Zach is sick of these guys. Yeah. Of course. The stupidity they spoil, they spill, the filth, the lies, the grift.
Fucking gamer mitts on that shit.
Damn.
I had to wash my phone.
I bet you bought that. What? You know he's not showing you his bill. I bet you bought that. I bet you bought the Funko. And we'll admit it. Guys, question in the chat. Do you think he bought the Funko? I think he bought the Funko. I can make it. Anything is better than a Whip-averse. Yeah, he did. Thank you, TJ. Yeah.
Fucking mitts off after this. Wouldn't even take it. And by the way, there was multiple. It wasn't like there was one.
And you probably have a collection full of those Echo Funkos. You probably have a collection of them. Show your collection. You probably bought all the Funkos of Echo. And he probably sleeps in the night, in his bed. Because he can't get a real woman. I bet he did. Yeah. Thank you, TJ.
There were multiple.
Yeah.
Just there. £3. Please take them away.
Yeah. There's no enthusiasm behind that character, man. It was DOA either way. I mean, what we were talking about earlier is okay. What's gonna be the Avengers team?
Seriously.
Like that's a genuine. I mean, obviously, I guess we'll find out. But I mean, where are we gonna? My question is, where are we?
We'll find out. Okay, that's what we'll do, man. We'll find out. That's all. Of course. Whatever.
Gonna find out. Is it gonna be Captain Black Falcon, American Man, like that? There.
You see this guy? I'm gonna say it on here. Okay, guys. Don't cancel me for this. Is Eric July a self-hating black man? You think Eric July prefers to be white? I think. Yeah. Yes. Do you think Eric July is a self-hating African American and prefers to be a white guy? A white man. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does, Anthony. He's an idiot. You know, if you're Eric July, if you're a self-hating black man, there's a way for you to become white. To do this, do the Michael Jackson plastic surgery. You know, Michael Jackson was black. He became white. Oh yeah, yeah. Thank you, TJ. Yeah, for sure. Hey, just do that if you're self-hating. Oh my God. Yeah, he is that delusional. He is that delusional, man. Do you know how many comic book companies tried and couldn't do that? My own business. My black owned business. I don't. I can't believe this.
That Avengers they're going to build up there, like where? In Ironheart is that where we're going to see some of the Avengers pop up?
Oh yeah, Ironheart. They're going to show the Avengers in Ironheart. Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Ironheart's going to be the movie they're going to show the Avengers in. Yeah, yeah, that's going to pop up. The Ironheart. Ironheart. That's your first show. When you don't have Thunderbolts and Captain America 4 popping up. Oh, by the way, the first Avengers movie. They were not the Avengers yet. They were initiated to the Avengers. The Avengers formed the Avengers movies. Yes, yes. We know Nick Fury was coming up with the initiation and initiative of the Avengers of a team, but it wasn't formed yet until they got Captain America and he recruited Iron Man and Iron Man 2 and Captain America after when he got stuck in the frozen ice and Shield kind of rescued him, right? Take him out of the ice, froze him. And Thor kind of Shield was in Thor, the first movie with Thor. They kind of then they became the actual official Avengers. But like this, you know, yeah, Ironheart's gonna get the Avengers. Ironheart's gonna show the Avengers, guys. Ironheart. I don't know. Maybe think of the movies think of the movies next year. That's gonna lead up to the Avengers. Oh, Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, all up to the Avengers. Yeah, it does. It does. Yeah. True. But you know, they started off small, right? They start off small, and then they build them up, right? Let's continue this.
Question.
Is that where we're going to see some of the Avengers pop up?
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
I got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
So now, in an effort to try and save Captain African American, and by save, I mean, please, dear God, somebody go to the cinema to watch it. Do they stick a Doom Downey Jr. cameo in a post-credit scene?
No. Okay. No, they won't. But me and Blinded we have this belief that we might see some of the Avengers in the movie, and Captain America 4 will be the movie to show the team up once again, the Avengers. We're okay. Okay. Being blind to believe that it will be Captain America 4 will be this movie that will get the Avengers together. Okay. Dumb and fat pool. Dumb Wolverine, and fat pool.
I guess.
I guess. Yeah.
Well, where are they going to build up Doom? Like, all right. So Doom, when is that coming out? 2026, right?
2026.
Okay. So between there, what do we got? African American man, Agatha,
Yeah.
and not
Ironheart.
and Ironheart, right?
Yeah.
So it would have
Thunderbolts.
Oh, all right. That will probably be the one where they for sure allude to Doom for sure.
Oh, are you think Thunderbolts is to be the one to allude to Doom? Are you forgetting a movie called Fantastic Four? I mean, those two characters, Fantastic Four, are synonymous with Doctor Doom. Are you fucking morons? Like, Fantastic Four should be the first movie you see get a mention of Doctor Doom in it. Oh my god! Why would Doctor Doom be an Agatha? Why would Doctor Doom be an Ironheart? It works. It works. What? Maybe Thunderbolts, but why? But like, if there's a logical choice, which movie Doctor Doom's gonna first appear in or mention it, it's gonna be freaking Fantastic Four. Yeah, Uncle Bucko's African cat. African cat. Hey, Red, guys. They say a white guy becomes Black Panther. What are they gonna say? They're gonna say American White Panther? American Black Panther? African cat. Good lord, man. Blinded. Fimbo, what are you doing, man? You're missing all the fun. Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, TJ, exactly. Yo, this, you know what I think Eric July is? I think Eric July is Token from South Park. Token. You know how he's black, but the ironic thing is he's like they it's satire because he's the witch. He's a witch. His family's witch, but you know what satire for, right? That's what I think this guy is. I think he thinks he's like that. All right, TJ, thank you. I know I'm trying to end this before Gathering Geeks, but this is like way too much, man. This is way too much. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Finbar, where are you? I'm gonna DM Finbar. I'm blinded. Where are you, man? Where are you, man? I started to think about Lord of the Rings for a second. Eric, please save, man. Get in here already. Get in here already. Save. I guess you see JFC fanfic. But man, blinded, man. Oh man, he just. I'm. This is like I haven't ranted like this. I don't know. I don't know. Oh yeah, that movie does look good. That animated movie, yeah. That's a fact, man. That's a fact. This is my. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Like, I mean, like, I don't. I. You know when I do these videos, I usually laugh most of the time. Laugh, joke around, and get a little bit frustrated. But this is just making me really, really frustrated. I just wanted to laugh at these guys, but I mean, you guys are making me laugh too. Like making it kind of feel the ranting feel more fun, right? Like it's a fun, like ranting is not supposed to be fun, right? And my ranting is not for the hell of it, man. My ranting is real, it's genuine, right? I don't make videos for rant, right? So, but yeah, man, I thank you for making my rant fun.
Sure, I think that'll be even though again nobody.
Dude, come on, talk about killing your fucking momentum.
Yeah.
Wait, you momentum, and you're coming up against two fucking concrete barriers.
Yeah.
Uphill.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. This is coming guy who created who Whippaverse is a disgrace, and this is a guy who from Az who doesn't know shit. What it is.
Uphill. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yes. You know what's uphill? You know what's an uphill? Your Rippers making it profitable. They have momentum. Thank you, TJ. They have more momentum in your freaking delusional universe that you think people love.
So between those four things, right? Captain Black, Falcon, American Man, I Heart, and Thunderbolts and Agatha. We're not only gonna make them again, chat, make it.
Oh, yeah, once again, you forget Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four. Once again, Fantastic Four and Doctor Doom. What do they have in common? This is why you're a CBT. A CBT, a comic book tourist. You've mentioned those four things, but you don't mention the most noticeable hero team for the first family of Marvel with their arch nemesis, who they introduced as Robert Downey Jr. is going to play, but you don't mention it in those as the fifth name after those four titles. I mean, like, what the hell? What the hell? What the hell? Are you into comic books, man? Or yeah, I think you just make comics despite Marvel and DC because I really don't think you read comics. I really don't. I mean, Tony months ago clearly made you look like a fool on Miles Morales. Oh yeah. Like this too, man. It's true. Guys, I mean, come on. Yeah, that's what Agatha is for, the magic. And yes, Doctor Doom does know magic. So here's the thing. Doctor Doom, I can believe Doctor Doom is into magic, sorcery, and science, right? That's Doctor Doom. That's why they're doing some more supernatural, magical stuff in the MCU because I believe Doctor Doom is into that. Hey, Blind, I'm sorry you hear me rant like this. Like,
what's up? Oh,
I'm ranting like crazy. How are you, man?
Pretty good.
Like, I know, like, we don't know, like, we know who the Avengers are, man. Like, the Avengers are not disbanded. I think the thing is, they make it sound like the Avengers are disbanded.
I mean, we don't. I mean, to be fair, we don't actually know who the Avengers are. Like in terms of the roster, we don't. We've never seen them in Phase 4 and 5.
But that's normal in the comic books.
Not necessarily. I wouldn't say that's normal. I mean, the only time that really happened was maybe Avengers Disassembled, Heroes Reborn. There's a couple of times where the Avengers were gone and we didn't know who was on the team. But then the thing is, with the Avengers Disassemble, we had the new Avengers, and that was like Luke Cage and a bunch of other characters, right, joined the team to step up because the Avengers were gone. So the thing is, the new Avengers lineup from the comic, that's not what they're doing.
You have to come with hey.
Evening, gentlemen.
Waiting in the shadow for me to come on, and then he would hop on.
Did you just wait for?
No, he DM'd me. He's like, get in here. I don't know if he did that to you as well, Blinded.
Yeah, I just came back from the gym, so that's what I was saying.
I was ranting. Look, this movie. This video is 8 minutes and 30 minutes. 8.5 minutes long.
Yeah.
I'm only at 5-minute mark, and it's already an hour into this stream because this video made me pissed off. That was not my intention.
By the way, the title of the video is stupid. It's like the thing is, this is the problem, right? This is the problem that the MCU has. They don't have an Avengers team, but then they can argue that everybody is an Avenger, which I think is stupid. But I mean, that's what's going to happen with these movies. So.
No, the thing is, I assume there is an Avenger team, but they mentioned characters in here that I don't think are going to be in Avengers. He mentions like Kamala Khan, Kate Bishop, like those Ironheart, those characters. I don't think they're going to be in the
Avengers team. Will be in the Avengers movies. I don't think they would be on the official team. Yeah.
Exactly.
Maybe there's like a joke about Miss Marvel, like with Spider-Man, right? Because Spider-Man was technically on the Avengers, but no one really liked Spider-Man on the Avengers. Mm-hmm. So I mean, it has happened though, right? He was on New Avengers.
I still think the Avengers are basically going to be Thor, Hulk.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
It will be in Secret Wars.
Yeah, maybe in Secret Wars will be the team,
but not Doomsday.
Not Doomsday. Yeah, I think the team this is my prediction. So clip this if you will. I think the team is going to be obviously Captain Falcon.
Oh, Captain African Falcon Man? Yeah, is that what you mean?
Captain. I call him Captain Falcon. Falcon, obviously, because he's Captain America. I don't think Captain Marvel's going to be on the team because, the movie didn't go over so well. She-Hulk is definitely on the team. Moon Knight is on the team. Shang-Chi is going to be on the team. This one, no, not Miss Marvel. I'm going to think so.
Not Miss Marvel, no.
Not Miss Marvel, no.
Why do you say no?
Because she's part of the Young Avengers.
I think she's setting
the Young Avengers is scrapped.
No. Did you see the Marvels?
They're still setting it up.
Did you see the Marvels?
Yeah, I've seen the Marvels.
Yeah, it's set up in the post-credit scene.
It wasn't post-credit.
Was it? Oh.
No,
I thought it was. I forgot.
It was at the ending.
The post-credit scene with Kate Bishop and
the post-credit scene was the Beast scene.
Oh, right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. That was like at the ending of the movie. It wasn't.
Yeah, it was like right at the ending. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was at the ending.
Okay. I really think the lineup is just going to straight up be the West Coast Avengers. I'm debating on War Machine. I mean, War Machine is getting his own movie, but when is it going to happen? People are saying it's canceled. There's no rumor that says that. It's just people just saying the shit. Yeah.
Also blinded like Finbar. He comes on. He mentions when are we gonna get Dr. Doom? When are we gonna see Dr. Doom? He mentions 4 upcoming projects: Agatha, Captain America 4, Thunderbolts, and Ironheart. And I'm like,
yeah, but they forgot about Fantastic Four.
Yeah, thank you.
Fantastic Four is most likely
these guys.
Yeah, these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's clearly he's gonna. I mean, this is the opposite of Campia, right?
The tourists, man.
It's like,
I call it CBT, man. Comic book tourists. Comic book tourists, that's what I call. Yeah. I think somebody told me in the chat. Did they say in this video they saw before that they don't know that the Fantastic Four were part of the Avengers in the comics.
Bruh.
You never know. They could have been, in their universe, in their film, they could be part of Avengers in their film at some point.
I don't think there's an Avengers in their universe. That's my prediction.
I know. I don't think so either. I'm just saying, but
because some of the. Did you see the map? Of
yeah,
that?
it doesn't make sense really.
Yeah, the map doesn't have Avengers Tower on it, so I don't think they're in the. I think the Fantastic Four in their universe are the Avengers. That's
most likely the team.
Yeah.
Well, this is because they're existing in the 60s.
Yeah.
If there is going to be an Avengers in that universe, it's going to come later.
Possibly, but at the same time, it seems like they're like super far advanced, so I don't think they're on the same timeline.
And why
we'll have to see, obviously, but
they're like, why did you choose Agatha and like Ironheart and like all these characters? I'm like, because Doctor Doom is into science and magic, sorcery.
Yeah,
like
he's both.
Yeah, do you know anything about Doctor Doom? Seriously?
I mean, of course, this is them. They're not gonna know. I mean, I don't expect. Why did he call himself the Silverback? That sounds so fucking.
It sounds so. They try to make himself so alpha with that, right? Like,
no, it sounds cringe.
Yeah, it does.
Sounds like a fat ass. Like
he is cringe though. The guy is.
I know he's cringe.
His whole channel is fake outrage. He doesn't really care about anything he's talking about. He just does it.
Well, I also heard he's kind of a creepy guy, so it makes sense.
I think he is. You can get the sense that he is.
He showed earlier in the video that when he went to the toy store or whatever, there was clearance of an Echo Funko, and he's like $3. Yeah, nobody cares about Echo. I mean, I went to the toy store, Toys R Us a long time ago.
Well, if Echo was a badass, she could have been on the Avengers, like in the new Avengers. I keep saying people are sleeping on what she did in that comic.
But the point is, I went to Toys R Us like a week or two ago. I see the Marvel stuff, Funkos, and the action figures. You're not selling out. No matter how popular the movies are, the shows are, they're not selling out.
For all in general.
Characters? Yeah. Oh, I see. I mean, let's go. Wanda Maximoff is a very popular character, right?
Yeah.
I see her action figure all the time at Toys R Us.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I mean, that's not a surprise.
It's not one of my people, Red. The United Kingdom has apologized for Az on multiple
times. Oh man,
is Az of Scotland or is he from
English?
He's English.
He's always got these pictures of him in the gym and he's sweating with his bald head, and you're like, ain't nobody want to see. If you're gonna take a picture at the gym, why not show us your progress? You know what I mean? Like,
because
I want to see that bald head.
No, you gained weight.
He pours water on his head and then he takes a video right at the end.
Yeah.
He probably goes on.
That's a sweat.
I think he goes on like the rowing machine or the bike for half an hour.
Oh,
low intensity, and then pours water on his head and goes, "Yeah, this is progress, man. Check this out." And he's got this. You could just see a little bit of water on the top of his t-shirt. Like, it's not even real sweat.
Some lady in the corner is watching him pour a bottle of water on his head. So sad.
He's not a Scouser, Red. He's from.
You know what you said?
He's from Yorkshire. If you look that up, it's on the other side. The other coast.
He said something about grabbing titties. And I'm like, yeah, he grab. I'm like, what?
I don't think he's grabbing titties though.
He's grabbing his own.
Maybe he grabs his own, or if he wants, he tries to grab Eric. But since Eric July lives so far away, I know he wants to grab Eric.
Oh.
So I pretty much accuse. I accuse Eric July. I admit it, that he's a self-hating African American.
Damn. That's crazy.
No, the way he says Captain Black American Falcon. Doesn't that sound like a self-hating Black American would say? African American?
I mean, I don't know if I would go that far, but it is a little bit suspect that he would say that. I don't. The thing is, my problem. Obviously, I make fun of Captain America Sam Wilson because I don't really like the character, to be honest.
But you don't use race.
No, I don't think it has anything to do with his race. I mean, I think it's in the comic he wasn't super interesting. The MCU was like slightly better, but I'm still, if he took the super serum soldier and they just kind of ignored what the whole themes and ideas of that last show, I might like the character, but they were like preaching too much and it just felt hypocritical where you're like, then why are you Captain America? If it has like,
that's the problem. The problem with Sam Wilson as Captain America is that character doesn't slot into that position.
African man, Falcon, African man.
Yeah, he doesn't. Well, the
He's
thing
not.
is, I think he can be Captain America, but after that show, it makes no sense for him to be Captain America.
Also, as called the new Falcon, Jose Falcon. I mean, like
Jose Falcon.
That's
Jose Falcon.
Man.
That is
holy shit.
Yeah, because the guy that the character is. Hispanic,
yeah, he's Hispanic. Yeah,
Hispanic, and so like he doesn't even try to hide his bigotry, huh? Like there.
Oh no, he's an out and out racist. You have to. I don't really pay attention to what he says. Right, it's the guys.
You know what?
The guys during the week that do the thing that watch this guy, right?
I just want to I want to.
But the guy is low IQ.
Now. Let's get a white Black Panther.
Yeah, I mean, like for some people, the thing is, like, as he built his following off of what you were just saying. It's just like outrage.
Yeah, outrage.
I think he started doing it like
pronouns
2016 or it might have been 17, and he used to have like the whiteboard. If you've seen it,
never.
That was his thumbnails. Yeah, he's not very entertaining to watch. And then on top of that too, he doesn't bring up good points in my opinion, like even for his quote unquote side. So it's like, he just ran with it. He got attention and he ran with it, of course. But I mean, it's kind of crazy that people, like why is Eric July bring him on? Like there's weird accusations against the guy. There's a lot of these people that have strange accusations against them. You're like, why are you affiliating with this guy? Like, this is gonna bite you in your ass. But
Eric July's not exactly the most clever guy, though.
I wouldn't associate with As.
I wouldn't associate with any of them. I think they're all suspect.
I mean, if you wanted to check, and just shut up and chill, I guess. But with Az, there's people who say he's like he was at a party doing some weird stuff or cornered somebody again, allegedly. But like those are the rumors.
That makes sense. That makes sense, Blind, because there's no way a woman would let him get close enough to touch his boobs.
I don't know. I don't know. He's a weird guy.
And he probably tried. He probably got pepper sprayed multiple times.
Yeah. Who's another one? Oh, I always say Tom from Midnight's Edge. I think he's still involved with this group, right? He's also kind of suspect. So I don't know.
Oh, Ben Shapiro. Yeah, don't take Ben Shapiro's politics. Like he's stupid.
No, I mean, yeah. A lot of these people, all they just do is just,
what else?
They're just going to play into the group.
Makes sense. Right? Between those 4 movies and shows, not only do we have to get a new Avengers team, we also have to get why the fuck Doom is even there in the first place.
Okay. You said you think the Avengers are going to be set up in
Captain
America.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I agree with you. Like pretty much, there's hints of that in the.
I don't think they're following it all too much. I mean, to be honest, I think we're paying a little bit more attention because the only evidence that I have that they're going to be in this movie is there's a line from the trailer that was edited in the official trailer. Harrison Ford is talking about Captain America. In the trailer showed at what is it called? CinemaCon. He says the Avengers. He says we have to talk about the Avengers. So
it was different in the release trailer.
Yeah, and I also say, how is Falcon going to go up against Red Hulk?
Yeah,
that also doesn't make sense.
I think's in it. My hot take is I think Mark Ruffalo's in it.
No, I think there's quite a few of them. I think She-Hulk's going to be in it. Shang-Chi's going to be in it. Maybe this one is. I don't know about Oscar Isaac, but I think there's going to be some core Avengers that are going to be in this movie.
I think, but I definitely do think Hulk is in it.
Yeah, Hulk is most likely going to be in it.
I mean, because look, you got Red Hulk, you got Betty.
Like, but I do think She-Hulk is going to be in it.
Yeah, possibly, yeah. But he mentions these 4 things. The 5th thing, the biggest MCU film in the last 3 or 4 years, Fantastic Four, possibly. Come on, Eric.
By the end of next year, we'll have 2 different types of Avengers for.
Probably.
No, 100% we are going to, because Thunderbolts is the Dark Avengers. That's why.
Yeah.
I think because in the name of Captain America 4 as well, when it was New World Order, now that it's Brave New World.
Mm-hmm.
New World Order.
I think that's telling you that there's going to be Avengers in this.
Do you think they changed it?
That is a good point.
They don't want to be associated with Hulk Hogan.
No, I think it.
No, I'm kidding.
I mean, you know why? It's just bad title.
So between those four, which by itself you'd be like, well, that's a lot of material, but it's also Captain Black Falcon, American Man. It's also Ironheart. It's like, how do you get to Avengers from there with those characters?
I don't even know why they're putting Ironheart. I guess they don't know, or are they just doing that intentionally? I don't get it. There's also Daredevil. Why didn't they? Why not include Daredevil?
Unfortunately, Daredevil's come out before Ironheart.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, is this intentionally dishonest or disingenuous? I should say, but or they just don't know.
No, they don't know.
Okay,
they don't pay attention to what we do.
Yeah,
and I think
yeah.
When you listen to some of what Eric July reads as well,
but they make it sound like they do know.
No, they read they'll listen to people on YouTube and they'll read some stuff, but they don't look at it like what we look at it. You know, especially not the way you look at it, Aaron.
Trying to connecting it, right? Thank you, Tony.
Yeah,
Tony, if you want to come in before your show, feel free.
No, he's
because I know he did.
I mean, this clip is just holy.
I think Tony's had enough of listening to this.
I never did an hour stream on like an 8-minute clip before like this. This is how wound up this stream got me.
Jeez.
This video. And he did another one that's actually 6 minutes. It's kind of like a follow-up. And then I think he just released an hour ago, and it's like 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And my plan was, after doing this, was to like stream a bit of John Campia's show, but that ain't gonna happen.
Fucking clue.
Okay, right. The likelihood.
Yeah, but you're the one started up Whippiverse, so yeah, you're the expert. Yeah, you know what? I saw this at Tony's stream. My super chat is Bob Iger. You know what, Bob? No. Kevin Feige, when he wants advice on how to win MCU, he contacts these two idiots. He's like, hey,
well, these guys. Well, first off, let's pray to God that will never happen. That's definitely not going to happen. Okay, but these guys have terrible creative instincts. First off, they say that they're fans, but at the same time, they're not familiar with the source material, or they can never really give a good argument of why they don't like the character. Eric
July is not a fan. Because Eric July, right? He says his goal is to be better than Marvel and DC.
Like, you know what's the funny thing?
That doesn't make you a fan.
You know what's the funny thing, though? Like, they're shitting on Ironheart, but Ironheart in the MCU is actually a better version of the character than in the comic, but yet they still hate on her. It's like in the MCU, she has no affiliation to Tony Stark, at least so far.
You help defend him, Red.
And from what is in the trailers and stuff, it seems like that's going to be the case going forward. But in the comics, the big problem with Ironheart was that she was just a leech to Tony Stark. She had no personality. Yeah. All she really did was she just had this obsession of trying to save Tony Stark. And once that was accomplished, she just became a really boring character. She goes nowhere, not super interesting. And so they just gave her away to the Wakanda section of Marvel, right? I think she was on the Wakanda or the Agents of Wakanda. I don't even know if that comic's still going. Probably not, but
the character that was in Black Panther 2 was actually a bit better than I thought it was going to be.
They're probably soups.
I was shocked about that too. She was better than I thought she was going to be. So I'll be fair. Yeah.
I think people are just not high on the Ironheart show because it's been done for a while and people are concerned.
I think people are concerned too because again, she's not affiliated with Iron Man, so how is this going to work out?
I think it's for the better.
I think it's for the better too. They just have to have a better story. Also too, something that was rumored that is not true. They're not doing Stane's son as the villain. No. It's a different character. So
but the Hood is the villain.
Well, it's not the Hood. The Hood is not really a villain. So I don't think he's going to be a villain.
The Hood's in it.
Yeah, it says that I think he's going to be like an anti-hero, and I think that's why it ties into Mephisto. I believe he makes a deal with Mephisto. The Hood is a weird character. I think right now the Hood is Ghost Rider. So
the Hood is I believe the Hood is trying to take control of New York as a magic gangster, right? A gangster with a magic. I believe the Hood is like.
I don't think he's the straight up villain. I think he's it's like a fake out villain.
As of right now, yeah. Yeah, the Hood is
Oh,
Iron Man
yeah.
villain, but we don't have
That's
Iron
right.
Man sideways. Yeah, the Hood is up. So yeah, the Hood obviously got some magic from making a deal with Mephisto.
Right.
Do you know? It
Yeah.
wouldn't shock me if it was Stain's son. That just sounds like something Marvel would do.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what we thought. But then in the trailer, the guy who plays the Han Solo when the recast. What's his name?
Oh yeah, he's in
Yeah.
it. Yes. I know what
Yeah.
you're talking
So
about. I
the
can't pronounce
rumor
his
was
name.
that he was going to be Stain's son, but
He's
it
in the
turns
movie.
out he's playing a totally different character, and they
I
say
think
his name in the trailer, so it's not.
that's because it's not really canon, but there was an MCU adjacent animated Marvel movie with Stain's son.
Really?
Long time ago.
Was it the animated movie? Like the
It was
animated
an anime
movies?
movie, yeah.
Oh, okay. I never
Long
watched
time
those,
ago.
but- Okay, that's
I
interesting.
don't know what it's called. I don't know what it was called.
They had two of them.
I only seen one of them.
Okay. It might have been the first one because the second one has Punisher and Black Widow in it.
I do think it's that one, the Punisher and Black. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay then.
Yeah. No.
Captain African American's going to be in the Avengers, I'd say, is very high, right?
Oh, absolutely. I think
Well,
he
yeah,
probably
that's
will
good.
lead the
No-brainer.
Avengers team.
Well, that's the thing. Does that character deserve to lead an Avengers
Probably
team?
not.
But
No.
he's
Well, he is
Captain America. like this is kind of stupid, right? I mean, he's first off, again, if you're going based on the source material, there's right now 3 different Avengers team, and one of them is led by Captain Falcon. So, I mean, like,
I didn't know.
Come on.
Hunter. Yeah, he's good fucking Captain
like that's
America.
kind of a no-brainer.
What
He's
does he
gonna lead a
think?
team.
What does he think qualifies him to lead the team?
Qualifies him? Like, what do you mean?
No. He's asking, does he have to lead the team? What is it that would qualify him? He's been put in place by the president of the United
Well, I
States.
mean, the president. Yeah, the president's the one who
Right.
told him, right? The president was like, "Yeah, I want to be initiate the Avengers again. I want to be start the Avengers."
I mean, yeah, that is a good
qualification
point.
is
It's like-
the president
I
has placed him in charge.
I think
That
it'd
is
be
a
like
good one.
I think it'd be like the
Oh,
equivalent.
man.
It'd be like the equivalent of like the president going up to Superman. I want you to start up the Justice League again. Yeah, the first person would go up to and Marvel would be Captain America, and in DC it would be Superman, right? But yeah,
Yeah.
like come on.
I mean,
Come
yeah,
on.
that,
You know what? You should go up to Thor. I think I want you to start the Avengers again, Thor.
I mean, that was a good point. I didn't even consider that. That's why it was so funny.
He literally does it in the trailer to Cap 4.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, Hawkeye! I want you to start up the Avengers again. Hey, Shang-Chi!
I mean, there's not really a lot of people to lead the Avengers. I mean,
Well, not now, not anymore. No,
no.
not in the current, like as the timeline stands in the MCU.
The
no.
only other person I would say, but no one would like this, is War Machine. Kind of boring choice, but that's the only person.
Anybody has military leadership experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Falcon. That's
But even War Machine, you wouldn't give it to right now because there's question marks over where
War
he's
Machine
been.
does take orders from the
Yeah,
president.
that is also a good point too.
I mean, no, and War Machine did take orders from the president, but that was a scroll.
I mean,
Yeah.
the thing is, Captain Marvel is also another option. It's just she's not fit
she's
to
not
lead
leading.
a team, and on top of that too, like her character is not very interested in leading a team. I mean, if you saw the Marvels, she didn't even like the fact that Miss Marvel and Monica were like
She's
tagging along.
she has to warm up to the idea. She's not like very like she's kind of very introverted, Captain Marvel in the MCU.
No, she's not even introverted. Like the character's just poorly written. Like that's just it. Like out of all,
it was.
I don't think so. I think the reason why T'Challa I don't think would be a leader is because I think he's too. Yes, because he's the king of a country.
I mean that is a pretty good reason for him to lead the Avengers.
Yeah, but I think he'd be too busy.
The thing with Captain Marvel though as well is because the second movie was received so poorly. I think Marvel have started pushing aside.
Well,
like they did with Eternals because that failed as well. So they're kind of pushing them characters aside and not really
That's
making
true.
them.
There's no Eternal comic currently.
I don't see Captain Marvel getting pushed to the front anymore.
No, thank God. They've been pushing the comics like every fucking year. She gets a new comic.
They have to do that. I think so. That keeps on getting rebooted, right? There's like, what are we up to now? Like
is it
volumes of Captain Marvel?
Yeah.
Or something like that. But this is because of a rights issue. Because if they don't use it, it will revert back to DC, right? The name.
Right.
It?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, I think they've got to keep it in print all the time just so they can retain the rights.
But the thing is, they just need a better writer, or they need
This
like
was
a
a guy-
hard reboot on the character.
Making cameos in Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Now I got nothing against the character. And I
Wait,
thought he was great
hold
in-
on. Did he just? He's using a cameo from 10 years ago.
Who made the cameo?
What the hell did fucking Captain America appear in Ant-Man?
Oh,
He's
only
talking
in
about
the first
Falcon
one.
appearing in the
Sam
first
Wilson
Ant-Man.
did.
What the hell?
Remember Sam Wilson did?
I mean, doesn't he make a cameo in the Avengers: Age of Ultron as well? I mean, like,
Yeah.
what the hell? Like,
He's been in a lot
More
of
than a
movies.
cameo, man. More than a cameo. He was in the final battle scene.
yeah, and well, he's also on the Avengers team at the ending. no?
Yeah, him
Do
and
you
War
know-
Machine were part of the team.
Do you know what
Yeah.
probably the best argument to as to explain why Sam Wilson deserves to lead the Avengers is because Steve Rogers hands him the shield at the end of Endgame.
Yeah.
That's
And
also another good point
And
too.
it was the biggest movie ever.
He
For a while.
believes,
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that that's why I'm not like, if the movie is really good, yeah, I mean, it could actually make some money. You know what I mean? Like, because I mean, everybody saw Endgame, so they know that he's gonna be Captain America. I don't know how
And it
well
wasn't
the show
even
did.
the thing that's blinded. He wasn't even Captain America as soon as he got handed the shield. He had to fought for it over a whole series of shows.
he
Yeah,
didn't
that is
apply
true.
for
But I
it.
mean,
He had-
if you didn't watch that show and you watched Endgame, you just
Yeah.
assume he was Captain America.
he was conflicted
Yeah.
about it.
What?
Right?
Yeah, if you didn't watch the show, if you just watched Endgame and then you went straight to watching Cap 4, you probably wouldn't really
Yeah, you would be.
need to have seen any of that.
Yeah, that's why I say the show is just so dumb. Like, thematically, it makes no fucking sense. It's like he's gonna be Captain America regardless of this whole, oh my god, look at what they did to Isaiah Bradley. And by the way, Isaiah Bradley's in this movie, and like, is he under some spell or some control? Like,
Is
Assassination.
the understanding is he's
You think they're gonna keep that?
and
scene
why
in
is
there?
he there
tries to
anyway?
assassinate somebody, right?
You think they're gonna keep that scene in there after like that?
Well, they edited it out of the trailer, but
Oh,
I mean, yeah, we don't know.
yeah, they might keep it in there. Yeah. They edited it out because the assassination of Trump happened like the day after that trailer got released.
Yeah,
Is that why they edited it?
Yep.
I was like,
Or did he?
I should laugh, but
Did he rip off? What's his name? Harrison Ford's ear.
I don't even think he
So
grazed
we're all
Harrison
Canadians and
Ford.
we think the leader. Well, because the leader has mind control
Yeah.
powers, right? We think the leader.
That's the theory. Yeah.
That's a. You see, it's kind of weird. Like, having all these Hawk characters in Thunderbolts, not Thunderbolts, like Betty Ross,
America,
and leader. Like, wouldn't it make sense to have? Yeah, She-Hulk eventually show up and like actual Hawk,
And
like
Hulk.
Bruce Banner.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like, it makes total sense.
In Winter Soldier, Captain America and Winter Soldier, good character, a lot of fun. Like the actor, like Anthony Mackie. I like the actor. But that character is not a fucking leader. This is a guy that
Where
was
is this
looking up to Cap.
The thing is, like, you would think, to be honest, this is why I say, like, the criticism they have makes no sense to me, because one of the biggest criticism of him being Captain America is that Anthony Mackie is not on the same acting level or charisma as Chris Evans. Like, his charisma lies more with comedy.
Yep.
And so it's kind of weird if he's Captain America, because he has to be a straight man. But Chris Evans does it really well. So
you know when Falcon and Winter Soldier, he tried at the end, right? It felt like he was his speech and all that.
Captain America's sense of humor is very similar to Superman's sense of humor. You know, like Clark Kent's.
Well, he also has the fish out of water jokes too. Like, he doesn't know everything.
Jokes,
right?
He doesn't have sarcasm jokes. He's like, Tony Stark. His jokes are kind of like sarcasm, arrogance. That's the opposite of Captain America, right? Like,
yeah, I mean, Sam also too. Like, as a character, he's there, but again, even in his own show, I don't think he was like super interesting.
Yeah,
there was a lot more other stuff going on in that show, so that's why it's like him being Captain America. If it was a different actor, it would have made sense, but it's like, well, he was already Falcon, and You know, it's not the same as like the comics where no one is acting as the character. It's just like we're drawing it. You know, it's the same character, whatever, right? But with this, it's like I think it's a bit of an ass to be like, oh yeah, was this character who was a side character, didn't do much, and now he's a leading man. It's like I don't know. We'll have to see how it pans out. Maybe the movie's good, but
he might crush it. He might surprise you. It's just that
that's possible.
I don't think I wanted like a clone of Steve Rogers, right? I wanted somebody different anyway.
That's fair.
And I know what you're saying about the comedy stuff. He is like generally thought of as a funny guy, right? But then so was Chris Evans when he was doing Fantastic Four.
That is true.
And I didn't think I could see him as Cap, and then he played Cap, and I thought, you know, he's actually better at this. He's better at playing the straight man.
No, that is a good point. Yeah,
but you don't need Falcon to be that, or sorry, Captain America, Sam Wilson to be that. It needs to be different, otherwise it'll be the same as it was before.
And that's the part I would be worried about is if I would want it to be different, but would you play up to his strengths? Because his strengths is more like, I mean, if you saw the Twisted Metal show, I think he was really good in that show, but he plays like an immature kind of guy. He's kind of almost similar to Deadpool. So it's like, I mean, we'll see, right?
You'll probably find a lot of that. You'll find a lot of that in this movie, I think. Maybe. Look at the TV show. Yeah. You'll find exactly that character again, but wearing the Captain America costume.
Wearing Captain America.
Yeah.
And I'm not against it because I don't want.
This is a guy that there would be.
Actually, I did. I mean, I don't know how recent. I did like the recent. I mean, the more recent pics of Falcon's Captain America costume. Actually, I thought that was pretty cool.
I did. I didn't like it.
I'm not a big fan of the all in white.
List of others that had
too much.
But now they're all gone.
That's true. Oh,
so are you literally leader by default?
I guess so.
Well, he's Captain America so yeah.
So.
Come on. That was a stupid comment.
Actually,
there are only two characters you still have around, but they're bastardized versions of them. That's Thor and Hulk. Oh. Those ideally would be the leaders.
What bastardized
It
version?
has to be Thor. It has to be Thor.
Wait, is he saying?
Yeah, it would have to be Thor.
Wait.
1,000%.
Wait. It's bastardized versions of.
He's saying like the movie versions of them are bastardized.
Okay, yeah, because I was confused because I'm like, we don't have a.
He's kind of so. I'll give him this, right. He's right.
Mm-hmm. No, that part is right. Yeah.
When you think about Hulk and you think about Thor, as they were left in the last two movies they were in, that's not what we wanted, right?
Well, I think Hulk is in a better place, but I mean, we still don't really care.
I don't even know if Hulk is. I want him to go back to dumb Hulk, you know.
Yeah, I'd rather just go back to dumb Hulk, or if they're gonna keep the smart Hulk, do Devil Hulk or something, you know, like actually make it interesting. But
you know what?
Thor could. The thing is, I mean, the movie was bad, but I wouldn't say like it was bad because Thor is just like a bad character. You know what I mean? Like that was more the writing and
the movie. It's Taika Waititi, man.
Yeah, movie itself was a bit poor.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame Chris Hemsworth or the character itself. The character, I mean, once he appears again in Avengers. I mean, it's going to be like last time. He had the best moments. So
the problem with Thor was Thor has a great sense of humor. Always has, even from the first few movies. The problem is they made too much of comedy.
Yeah, that last one especially. Yeah.
100%.
Especially like for the theme of what was happening. This woman dying of cancer.
His girlfriend that he known for like
which they could do. That would be the most reasonable.
Guys, wasn't not you guys I'm asking, but it's a chat. Was it this video you mentioned Jane Foster or not? Or was it the other video?
Well, that would be the smartest decision.
I bring up Jane Foster. She's dead.
Do you believe that?
Well, I think it's the other video that bring up Jane Foster. Yeah.
Like there would have to be too much. Like first off, if they, we did get the post credit scene, but like it's a big jump. So that's what I think it was the other video that Tony did on them, and that's what they said, and that's what people said in the chat too. Like, yeah, she's dead. Yeah, she's dead.
They will do that. We've seen how they've handled Thor as of recently. So I don't know if they got it in them. But that would be the one. But even then,
Well, okay,
even then,
the thing is, the Russos did good Thor in the Avengers movies. Russos did very well with Thor.
Yeah.
So she is dead, but there are a lot of other characters that are dead as well. But remember, we've got Secret Wars coming.
Yeah, I don't.
Nothing.
I mean, it is possible that she shows up, but I'm saying like to be on the Avengers for Doomsday, I don't think that's possible.
I don't think Natalie Portman's coming back. I just don't think.
I do think she. I think for Secret Wars, I think everybody's coming back.
Also, yeah. He has Moonir back, and Love, the daughter of Gore, has the hammer, the other thing, the axe. What's it called again? I forget.
Stormbreaker.
Doesn't she need the Moonir to become Thor?
Yeah, but I mean, it's Secret Wars, so they can just say they could just have a moment where it's like similar with Endgame, where everybody.
And it's not Lady Thor; it's Mighty Thor. Right? It's Mighty Thor.
I like Lady Thor.
Secret Wars is where you're going to get the time jumped T'Challa as well.
Yeah, right. I mean, I the only thing is, I wonder who they're going to cast.
I've always said they should get Aldous Hodge, the guy that played Hawkman, and
there's no Thor movies come out.
That would be like the perfect casting for sure. Yeah.
I mean, I think he's getting on a bit.
So,
right? I think maybe
how do you get there? That's my biggest question. Like I said,
you can't get there. You can't get there.
Why can't you get there? Why can't you get there?
Does that mean then?
Wait.
Okay. You can't get there. You can't get the Avengers. How? Why you can't bring the Avengers? How? Why?
The leader of the Avengers is going to be Reed Richards, because if the Fantastic.
No, it's not.
Well,
Thor is
it's not going to be Reed Richards, but Reed Richards is definitely going to be a main character for sure.
Yeah.
Reed Richards, even if it's a fucking failure, never mind a success, because I'm pretty sure the way the Fantastic Four movie is going to end is them being somehow pushed into the current timeline.
I think
because it's a multiverse,
which would be a setup for the Avengers movie.
So
hold on, does he not know what he's saying here? If they get pushed into the in the MCU timeline, that pretty much it confirms that the incursions are the main event of this fucking movies. I keep saying the title Avengers Doomsday is not just an allusion to Doom. Doomsday is literally the apocalypse. It's literally the end of the world. Yeah. So it's like
it's what will bring about Battle World.
Yeah. So and in order to do that, what have they been setting up? Incursions. So incursions, that's what happens in Secret Wars, the 2015 comic. So it's like, Doom is the one who, after all of that, because he's trying to get the Beyonders powers. Beyonders, not Beyonder.
What have they announced between Doomsday and Secret Wars? What comes in between?
We don't know yet. They just put
do you remember I said this a while ago?
There's 5 unanimous
Tony was right about that. That's a rumor that's going around now.
What
what Finbar's about to say.
That they're all going to be Battle World.
Yes.
That's a rumor, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Finbar, there's 5 unannounced Marvel movies in 2026 and 2027.
Let's get it right. It wasn't Tony.
So February 2026.
Oh, it was you?
It was me.
Well, sorry, Tony. Okay,
so
fine.
February,
you called it for sure.
So Finbar, February 2026, before the Avengers Doomsday, there's an untitled Marvel movie. And then I think May or July or maybe later in that year, another untitled Marvel movie.
Well, the rumor really started because they're saying that Spider-Man 4 is going to come out in between the Avengers movies, and they're saying that it's going to be in Battle World.
And I heard a crazy rumor that Sydney Sweeney might be Black Cat.
Yeah, I keep seeing that rumor around.
I made that video 2 years ago.
But there's no I don't know where it came from.
2 years old.
Yeah, I don't know, because it's not on the subreddit. There's no official source to it, so it's just people saying it.
Why? Because she's hot.
I mean, yeah, she's hot. So what else? I mean, it kind of makes sense if she was Black Cat.
She could be Power Girl.
No, I think Black Cat. It makes more sense.
I don't see where they can't have the Fantastic Four in the Avengers. Period. Why? Doesn't make fucking sense.
What are you talking about?
Az has no. Okay, first off, Az doesn't know anything about what they're setting up. He hasn't read that comic, and yeah, you could say it's a modern comic, but the Secret Wars comic for a modern comic, people like it because it's Jonathan Hickman. Like, he's one of the probably last good writers at Marvel. So they can't really use this excuse of no one likes this or no one read it. It's pretty popular. And on top of that, so going to his point, Reed Richards is literally the main character of that story because it's about him and Doom's relationship.
Also,
so it's like, what the hell are you even saying?
Also, it's been confirmed, right? The Fantastic Four are going to be in it. Thunderbolts are going to be in it, and I believe they said Doctor Strange is going to be in it.
Yeah, I mean,
there you go, Jan.
Oh,
Jan
what's
this?
this? Oh, man.
Blow me up, Aaron.
Oh,
Huh?
man.
Blow me up.
Yeah, okay.
You're happy now, Jan?
Yeah, I'm watching All In tomorrow, guys. I'm watching All In tomorrow, but just not not paying for it.
Yeah, I'm not even looking at the chat. Damn. What are people saying? Doctor Strange 3.
But then it's not an Avengers movie. It would be a Fantastic Four movie, which is fine, I guess.
It's fucking changed.
I think the movie that's coming out in February. I think the movie that's coming out in February 2020. I think that's Doctor Strange.
But like, according to them, I guess Infinity War is a Guardians of the Galaxy movie. Like, what the hell are they saying?
What?
Like, the Fantastic Four are the main characters. Well, no shit. Again, there's a lot of reasoning for that. I mean, on top of that too, they cast Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards. I mean,
yeah,
I think that's a pretty clear indication that he is the main character of these movies.
Yeah, Pedro Pascal is not gonna be one of the main leads.
Yeah, like
in the Avengers movie.
Come on, man. Like, the thing is, it's like they need stuff to be like directly told to them. They can't like speculate or like put the pieces together. It needs to be like stated for them. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I just don't get it.
Okay, they don't think like us. That's what Finbar's basically saying. They don't.
Ching!
I have no idea.
Fucking cute little bracelets of love. An Aquafina behind him, chain fucking smoking.
What?
Yeah. I'm off to get that fucking Doctor Doom.
One of the worst
Marvel's
fucking impressions. Holy shit.
Is there a way we could wipe this guy? Can I get a 50 stones and like?
There's a way you can wipe people out. Yeah. If that's what you're asking, yeah. I know a few ways.
Holy shit.
Not many people watching this, is there?
Hopefully not. If not, that was a joke. He was only talking about.
No, I wasn't joking.
Wiping them off in Minecraft.
Wipe people out.
Oh my god. Okay, so here's a follow-up video. It's actually shorter.
What video is this?
I'm not going to be able to watch it. I'm going to have to jump out for a couple of geeks. You
gotta go, man. I mean, of course you gotta. I gotta find it.
You're going to do another, because you did quite an epic stream the last time I jumped out, right? You went on for another like 3 hours.
Yeah, you missed the good part of the stream.
You did miss that good part where John Campia, after saying all this shit about Fantastic Four, was like, I'm a fan. It was like, what? It was insane. That was like peak.
But I think that's what's going to happen. I'm not even joking. I think that basically their plan was, and if they're smart, they pivot from it, was basically to have knockoff versions. It was all new, all different. It quite literally was set up to be all new, all different.
Wait,
there was barely any Wasp in it because, unfortunately, the actress is too fucking based for Hollywood.
That's right. That's true. Shout out.
She's now persona non grata.
And the Wasp.
Yeah.
You know these people, like, they're so fucking politically minded and everything, where it's like, oh yeah, the reason why the Wasp isn't the main character is because she's based and she was talking about how the vaccines are bad for you. But they also forgot that she was a girl boss in the second movie. She's a dog shit character. Everybody doesn't like the Wasp in the MCU.
You know what I believe that's bullshit? The Shuri actress posted some pretty crazy stuff about vaccines too, and she was fine.
But I mean, the thing is, they're going to say that she walked it back and apologized.
But she didn't.
Yeah. And also, the actress is retired, mind you. She said that she's done acting. So,
wait, who said that?
What's her name?
Jimmy Lily, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the name, right? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Evangeline.
And mind you, she's from Alberta too. So
what does that do with your future MCU?
Alberta is our Texas. So
is our Texas.
Even Texas is a lot better than Alberta. So
it's it's colder Texas. It's a cold, much colder.
No, I'm
Texas.
talking culturally.
That's true too.
Right. On that note, gentlemen, I'm going to jump out and I'll leave you to it.
All right.
And I'll catch you. Man. Catch you soon.
Yeah.
Take it easy.
Peace. Take it. I'm gonna check it out after Finbar.
Okay.
And watch.
Okay.
You're not is Eric Dry out of universe is Stanley?
No. At the end of this, we should talk about because I did read the Rippaverse comics.
Okay.
We'll do that. Kang's done.
Oh, hold on. Wait. I want to say this sideways.
Out.
To be honest, this is my take. I don't think they should recast the Wasp. I think, in all honesty, because we've mentioned this, like in terms of the characters that people like from the comics that are really beloved characters, the Wasp is by far one of the biggest blunders of the MCU. And it's kind of sad that no one talks about it because you really got to be more of a kind of a hardcore Marvel fan to really appreciate Wasp. Because remember, the Wasp was the leader of the Avengers originally. And they did that fucking character dirty, which I mean, the thing is, are they even going to mention that the Wasp was the leader of the Avengers?
It was Janet, right? It was Janet.
Yeah, it was Janet. Well, yeah. Hope is the thing is, like, Hope is a new character completely. Hope was not in the comics. Well, she was in the comics, but she was a villain.
Yeah.
So this whole thing with the Wasp and the MCU, I think it was the biggest fail, in all honesty. I mean, the second biggest fail is definitely Hulk, but at least they still have the Hulk and they can do stuff with him. And Mark Ruffalo,
and he's not quitting anytime soon.
Yeah, he's not quitting. So there could be some redemption arc, but he is getting older, Mark Ruffalo, and we still haven't had a solo Hulk movie. So
that's up to Universal, right? Isn't it up to Universal still?
They say I don't even know anymore. It's like there was like a rumor saying they got back the rights. Other people, but they don't know where to put a Hulk movie in. So
there's a rumor they said they got back the rights, but no trade actually reported on that.
Yeah, I don't think it's something they would report on.
But it should be something to report on, though. There's going to be big news.
Because I think it's like legally there's.
This is all Degrassi's fault. He would tell us.
I wish he was here to tell us.
Oh, Degrassi won't be around for a while. He's traveling.
Oh, okay. Well, good for him. Hope he enjoys it.
Oh, yeah.
What about the Black Panther character, the Namors? The Shuri?
Namors? Did you say Namors?
Well, this is
with an S? Did you say with an S?
Yeah, Namors. I mean, there is Namora, but not Namors. But okay.
Jenna, you're on Tony's channel all the time. You don't know these guys?
No. I mean, John Allen only likes the Amico stuff, so.
Oh yeah. Oh,
I think Jan. I mean, he can confirm this in the chat or not, but I think Jan. I think every time someone mentions Amico, Jan will show up, even if he's not on YouTube. He just has it in him.
Amico, though. I found him. I've discovered he is. I'll show you.
Please confirm, Jan, if that's your superpower, because that would be really cool.
Here, I found Tommy Tallarico. I'm looking.
He's like, please confirm if you got the superpower. Yeah, I mean, one of the biggest. I guess you're gonna remind. Oh, man. Oh man.
Here's another one.
Oh, man.
He got discovered. You know what? Somebody discovered him on the Cayman Islands or the Bahamas, so he set the guy on fire. So you know how I found these pictures? Electric Playground, the guy Victor Lucas has Electric Playground YouTube channel, right? So they released like a retro episode of Electric Playground today, and Tom Tallarico was in, so I took like screen grabs from that.
Oh man, that's funny.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Jan has confirmed he's got the superpower. Say Amico and I appear. Damn, man, that's crazy.
In Namors. Who are Namors? Hey, you know what? You know, guys, you know my family? We're gonna fight the Namors over for dinner.
I mean, yeah, they don't even he's slurring his words and going all over the place. So
Namors.
So what is this video even about? Because I'm confused. It just says I was
this
right.
Is okay. I think this is a terrible idea, but I think that's what's going to happen. I'm not even joking. I think that basically their plan was, and if they're smart, they pivot from it, was basically to have knockoff versions. It was all new, all different. It quite literally was set up to be all new, all different, where each character that we know and love of the Avengers, the ones that they've already had, they've already, think about it, with each one.
Eric July,
This is
They did fucking pivot. With Kang to
they did pivot. I mean, they were doing this, to be honest, because I think it was mentioned in an interview by someone directly. I could be wrong, but they kind of alluded to this, that the whole idea, I mean, the only reason why they did all new and all different was to set this up in the MCU, because they knew that they couldn't keep the actors around. But instead of recasting them, they just decided, okay, well, what happens if the characters had mantles that can be passed down to different characters, and therefore they could keep the same character, so to speak, alive? You could do merchandise, they could still be in movies, but it's, you know, it's Sam Wilson as Captain America. But I mean, in all honesty, yeah, this doesn't really work out in theory, because people, it's sort of like, when we talk about Dick Grayson as Batman, you know, everybody in the chat says no, they don't want it and stuff like that. They just want Bruce Wayne. So that's fair. I think it was dumb of them to do it, but I mean, they're trying to make money. Let's be honest. That's why
I understand. I mean, people that don't want Batman as Bruce. Like, my reason why I don't think Dick Grayson should be Batman is because Batman is Bruce Wayne, the real Bruce Wayne. It's not really a mantle. Batman is not really a mantle.
I mean, but there's been other people who are.
Yeah,
Batman.
it's true, but
I mean,
it's true.
Terry
That's
McGinnis
true.
and
that's true. It's just, but that is true. That's true.
I think the characters are a mantle, right? Because they can't stay around forever. Obviously, this is a fiction, so they could stay around as long as people buy this stuff. But
Bruce has mentioned times where eventually he wants somebody to take up the mantle. But like, I guess with Batman, it's just very different compared to other superheroes.
I think, no. I see that,
because like Iron Man, right? And look at Tony Stark. Tony Stark as Iron Man, and out of the costume is basically the same person.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Right. So the Iron Man. If you pass somebody out, if somebody else becomes Iron Man, it's not really, it's a mantle.
Right.
Right.
Eric was hating on Batman Beyond. That's crazy.
He's a fucking moron.
That's crazy. I mean, again, people have their opinions, but Batman Beyond is like a
they've already
it's a good show.
Has a cult following, so that's kind of surprising.
Yeah,
brought in the knockoff versions of them, right? So now you have your knockoff Captain American with Falcon. You got your knockoff Iron Man with Ironheart.
Yes,
you got
Ironheart knockoff. She's not going to be Iron Man.
I mean, this is the thing, though. In the MCU so far, they did not set that up. I mean, besides the name and the outfit, there's no real allusions to Iron Man. Like, maybe I'm forgetting, but was like Stark Tech mentioned in Black Panther? Someone correct me if I'm wrong, because I honestly don't remember. I don't remember. But even if there is, there's no really correlation with the character. You know what I mean? Like, okay, she stole tech from Stark, but she was building her own shit, which, to be honest, I think is fine, because, you know, the thing is, like, they complain about all this stuff, but in comics look at Batman, right? Batman has the Bat family. So I don't think it's that crazy to have like Iron Man related characters still appear.
You can't have someone you can't have a young college student be interested in tech like that, creating tech.
And in the movie, it's not even the same as the comic. The comic was she was very like she was supposed to be the smartest woman in the Marvel universe, and it's like, okay, like, you know, like, and then she just literally rips off Tony Stark's tech, and she doesn't really do anything significant with this. With the MCU version, she was involved with Wakanda, and she only got involved because didn't she steal something that wasn't she was some
And Namor was looking for them.
yeah, Namor, and that's how she gets involved, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, in all honesty, again, we could see the show and see maybe the show is bad. I mean, that's
in
why
the comics. Doesn't she get like a scholarship by Stark Industries sort of thing? Like I forget.
I mean, probably. I don't even remember. It's the character. The thing is, like, all you really need to know is that the character was pretty much obsessed with Tony Stark because Tony Stark was dead, and her
she
goal
never
was
mentioned
to
that
revive
at
him.
all in the movie.
No,
Nothing.
yeah, that's the only reason why Ironheart honestly is not a very good character. It's not because she's black or she's a woman or she's female Iron Man. None of that really matters. It was the fact that the character she had no goals. It wasn't like Miles Morales, which, by the way, Eric July doesn't like Miles Morales, so it doesn't even really matter because they feel like his whole position is, okay, yeah, the character, like, why not make new characters? But, and this is something maybe he will eventually realize, but the only reason why they don't make new characters is because of money.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, what I don't understand is these guys are all pro-capitalists and they love capitalism, but this is pretty much, you know, textbook definition of capitalism is, hey, you don't make something new, you just make the same old shit. And so Miles Morales is technically was that, let's be honest, but Michael Bendis, who, by the way, I think it's a great comparison to compare Miles to Ironheart because they're written and created by the same person. So Ironheart had a motivation that was just obsessed of finding. It was almost like the opposite of I'm obsessed with my lover, you know what I mean? But she's obsessed with the mentor because the mentor is this established character. But on the opposite side, Miles was not obsessed with Peter Parker. In fact, he didn't want to be Spider-Man because he felt that everybody would compare him to be Peter Parker. The only reason why he was, you know, continue being Spider-Man was because of Nick Fury and Jessica Drew. That's the Ultimate Universe. So, and eventually, and the reason why people like Miles is because Miles is a very interesting character. He has his dad who's a cop, and his uncle is a famous, or, you know, B tier. No, not just a thief. He's a Spider-Man villain. So that's what makes him. It's interesting where it's like, oh, it's like both worlds he's from, the cops, the good side, and his cops hate superheroes. That's also something not explored well in the animated series or in the animated movies. They kind of do, but it's not like the comic. The comic was like his dad was like he hated mutants, he hated the Fantastic Four, like he straight up hated superheroes.
I mean, in the games, in the Spider-Man games, the cop, his father,
it's not even the same. Yeah, his father was dead, so we never even.
His father because he did die in the first game, right? But his father was a fan of Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's like they never got to explore. I mean, I hope the MCU does take more cues from that original comic, but again, like Eric July is not a fan of this. Like, okay, we'll have like another character come in, especially if it's a character of color. Then he's like, oh, you know, they're just like pandering and stuff like that. But it's like, let's be honest, right? Like, the reason why they do this is because, one, it makes money. There's a more diverse audience, and that's why they do this stuff. And as it turns out, Miles ended up being a wildly popular character.
Yeah.
I mean, like, this is not like, oh, yeah, like, he wasn't popular. I mean, people denied it that he was a good character. Then the movie came out. The movie was super successful and beloved, won an Oscar. Then the second one made a shit ton of money, and people are excited about the third movie. So, and they're excited to see him in the MCU. He's got his own game. He was in Spider-Man 2. Like,
and he's kind of Easter egg a bit in the MCU.
I mean, Miles is like the perfect example of why these guys always harp on race and all this like political stuff. Like, none of that really matters, right? The only thing that matters which, by the way, they say all the time, it's good storytelling. That's it. That's really it at the end of the day. If people resonate with the stuff, it's awesome. They got some cool action scenes. By the way, there's some interesting stuff that Peter doesn't do that they introduced in the movie. They it's not like, they stopped evolving the character with Miles Morales.
Exactly.
Yeah, and Miles Morales is not Black Peter Parker either. They try to do that in the game, which I'm not a fan of, but they walked it back because it was dumb and no one liked it. He's not a science nerd. I think him being more creative, there's a lot more potential with that. I mean, one thing they never done, this is something like, if they gave me Miles Morales to write, the one thing I've never really seen them do is why okay, what do spiders do? Which, by the way, I don't like spiders, but
who does?
Yeah, I'm not a big. I don't like spiders, but spiders, what do? They create webs, and if you notice, like one of the most even though I don't want to see a spider, but if you notice, it's very intricate of what they do, and we never actually get to see Peter Parker create webs in ways where it's like in a creative sense, where it's like he's designing it and using it as traps. Like, it's pretty standard, right? But with Miles being a creative person, I mean, he can create all different types of webs, designs, and patterns that could benefit him to fight.
Yeah.
But, I think the only writer in comics that has really used people's powers or characters' powers in an interesting way is
cute.
I'm not a fan of tarantulas. Oh, hell no. So, yeah.
Well,
I mean, I used to have a phobia, but now I can look at them and I can be fine. I probably shouldn't say this because someone's going to fucking trick me or some shit.
Spiders are actually good for the house or wherever you live because
with flies and I mean, they just look. They're just like really off-putting to look at. That's it.
Yeah, but if you have them in your place of living, it means your place is clean.
Yeah, but I mean, when you see one, you're like,
creeped out. Yeah, no, the ones are freaky. They're not like a daddy long legs. Oh my god.
Not like they serve their purpose, but they are very.
It's all animals, yeah.
But
we're lucky.
Yeah, that's why it's so weird that Spider-Man is such a beloved character. It's like people are afraid of spiders, but they love Spider-Man. Very weird. But
we're lucky we don't live with poisonous spiders, though.
Or I wouldn't live in Australia. Fuck Australia.
I mean, Venom.
I mean, the shit that they say happens with their spiders. It's like you'd be in your car and then you would see a spider, like a giant one, like a. Big
that's scary as hell. Sideways. Yeah. If a bug is in your shower, like Venom is pretty much a Black Widow spider.
Yeah, I mean,
because Venom is poison.
But they never. I mean, I just wish more writers would. And even the MCU, I wish they would use them in ways. Yeah, I'm not a. Oh, you used to. I guess if you're a big fan of collecting bugs, it might have been cool, but I never collect bugs. Bugs for me, it's like nah.
No,
I wouldn't do that. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of bugs. Wasps, I hate fucking wasps. Oh man, like just annoying. Bees are okay as long as bees are actually pretty nice, I mean, they might accidentally sting you and they might actually undo it for you. So that's pretty crazy. Yeah. So they're pretty intelligent, but not a fan of. Like, it's not that I'm like, ugh.
You collect and play with bugs? Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm more like I'm not a fan of bugs. Let's put that.
Your knockoff Thor with Jane Foster. You got your knockoff Hulk with She-Hulk, right?
Hulk out.
Knock off Thor with Jane Foster. She's dead, right?
Now she's dead, so that didn't even hold up waters 2 years ago. So
yeah,
they're saying it in the year of 2024. Like, come on.
What the fuck? Oh.
You got Kate Bishop, right?
And even he says knock off of Thor. Thor's still there, right?
Yeah, and he also says Hawkeye, which
he's still around too.
And this is another thing too. Again, like people, like I get if people didn't like Kate Bishop in the comic, but Kate Bishop in the MCU is actually a better version of the character.
Yeah.
So this is what I mean. I I personally, I mean, maybe I could be wrong, but I don't think Az and Eric, I don't think they read the comics that they are saying that they're hating on, right? Because, and this is another thing too. Like sometimes I have to like check myself too, because yeah, I feel like it's kind of unfair to say something is shit if you never read it, or that's why I didn't say my piece on his comic until I actually read it. Now I do have an opinion on it, but yeah, I'm not a fan of like, oh yeah, this is garbage, but they don't know what they're talking about. They didn't do the research. You don't even have to read it, in my opinion. You could just look up a video and let someone explain it to you and form your own opinion, right? If you don't want to read it, at least be informed of the plot points and why the character is a bad character, right? The personality, like actually be descriptive and show examples of this stuff instead of just shouting in the mic, Mary Sue, boss girl. You know, people use these catchphrases because they can't form a coherent argument.
No.
Hawkeye, and then you got Black Panther.
Gone. Black Widow as well changed.
Yeah, you know, Black Widow changed. That doesn't even matter. As well as
like,
again.
Yeah.
Like, but to their point, they're trying to say like legacy.
And by the way, she's not Black Widow. She's White Widow, even though she doesn't wear white.
And Shuri,
but they never even talked about that.
That's probably what they're gonna do. It's just gonna be all new, all different. It'll be.
You forgot. You still forgot Thor is there. Hawk is still around.
There was Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange didn't get a replacement character. I mean, he was supposed to be a main.
And Thor wasn't replaced, idiots.
Yeah, Thor wasn't replaced. Hulk is not really replaced. I mean, we just have both Hulk and She-Hulk.
Yeah.
I mean, so far, my theory is that she is on the Avengers, but She-Hulk has always been on the Avengers.
Who says we have one Hawkeye in the Avengers? Okay, you know we're gonna have Kate Bishop's Hawkeye. You know what, Jeremy? You know,
and Kate Bishop's Hawkeye. I mean, she's been. I think recently they had a mini series where she was on the Avengers, but she's not a regular even on like this all different Avengers. So,
do you think there's a quota on the title character to be an Avengers? Okay, you only got one Thor in Avengers.
Well, their point is like this is what I'm saying. Their point is true. What they're saying, this was happening, but at the same time, it didn't completely happen because there's examples where it's not like they killed off Thor. They killed off Jane Foster. So sideways. People should remember that too. That I mean, I got to be honest though. I didn't hate the Avengers game like everybody. It has its problems. I wouldn't say it's a great game by far, but it was okay for what it was. But again, I'm not going to ignore the problems though. But yeah, he was like I mean, he spent a lot of money on the Avengers, which is insane to me. I wouldn't spend a dime on it, even though it was okay. You know, like
be the characters. It'll be Thor, but it's Jane Foster. So it'll be Black Panther, but it's Shuri. It'll be Iron Man, but it's Ironheart. So yeah, it's just
Shuri as Black Panther, as we learn. I mean, they first off, they only did that because they weren't going to recast. And Shuri was allegedly supposed to always be Black Panther, even when Chadwick Boseman was going to be alive.
She was in comics.
Yeah, but at the same time, remember, this is at the same time. Which is not in the comics.
Also, I think it's also because it goes down by family, generation by family. I know you can challenge for it, fight for it, but still it's by generation passed on by generation. Right. And technically, I know a lot of people were not happy with not recasting T'Challa, but if you really understand, Shuri was the right one to be the Black Panther.
Right, yeah. No one else could. I mean, they could have had. I mean, there was rumors about this. M'Baku. I wouldn't. That was fine. M'Baku is a cool character. I mean, so it would have made sense. But they never.
But the thing is,
they didn't do it.
It made more sense to go down the T'Challa line,
right?
And then if they went, it made more sense.
I think they could have. I wish at the ending of the movie though they did have M'Baku as the male Black Panther. That he was more because you could have had Shuri as the one who was the bloodline, but she's not gonna lead, right?
M'Baku was actually wasn't he more of a villain in the comics though?
Yeah, he was, but in the MCU, he isn't. So
what do you think? Was he?
He was.
What is he called?
Yeah, it was like
right?
8-man. Let me look it up because
Yeah, 8-man.
It with a cameo, and to really top it off, you make whatever deal you got to make with Sony, and then Miles Morales somehow makes his appearance in one of those shits, and there goes your it's
Technically, Miles Morales has already been mentioned in MCU.
well, the thing is, Miles Morales is not just going to randomly appear though.
Yeah, the thing is, Miles Morales will probably end up in the MCU.
Manape is M'Baku's name from the
Manape. Just because we know his uncle's in the MCU.
Yeah,
that's no coincidence, man.
But
There's
like,
a reason
if
why
you get Miles Morales, it's going to be in a movie with Peter Parker. It's not just going to be some
it's gonna
random.
Be Sony. It's going to be Sony. Yeah, it's going to be a Sony-based
Yeah.
movie for sure. And I really think they're going to do Miles Morales because he's a moneymaker. I think they're really going to do Miles Morales.
I mean,
it's just that Donald Glover's character Prowler. He seems too young to have like a teenage nephew.
I mean,
he could.
Saying? I mean, the thing is, yeah, he's too young to have a teenage nephew because, I mean, I don't unless his brother, the cop, was more older. But
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it didn't seem like he was a teenager, and on top of that, too, they need to make sure that he's. I think Miles needs to be younger than Peter, and I also feel like
he's too young.
I don't think they're going. To be personally honest, like. Even though that's how Miles was introduced, was Peter was dead in the Ultimate Universe. I don't think that was like very popular. Even though
this Peter is not ready to be a teacher to a young Miles.
No, I think he is. I think he is because I mean you got to remember, right? Miles and Peter in the comics, as it currently as it stood 5 years ago. Okay, when the movie actually came out, Peter and Miles only really like from the 616 Peter Parker only interacted twice. Like we're talking about like an event. It was like a mini series called Spider-Man, and it was Miles and Peter. Now they're finally actually having a comic with both Miles and Peter. Like Peter's and Miles never really were like a thing, even though yes, they're both Spider-Man. And so it's the video game that really added some new ideas because that wasn't even in the comics. So the thing is, Peter is pretty much the same age as the character in the game. Like this Peter, like he's in his 20s, early 20s. I think that's perfectly reasonable for him to be a mentor of a 16-year-old or a 17-year-old turning into an adult. I think that's fair. You know what I mean? Like you had, like for me, I had cousins like that or friends in the neighborhood were, you know what I mean? Like they were just like they were like a little bit younger than you, but you know, you were still like, they still looked up to you because you were the oldest one. So I think that's fair.
Eric July would not be happy with Miles in the MCU because he doesn't like Miles.
Yeah, he doesn't like Miles, period. So yeah.
It's a team of knockoffs of all
knockoffs.
Or hello, is that Hugh Jackman?
Oh, well, that's also fair. Yeah, that's also one that would probably make a lot of more sense. And
I could tell you one thing. I don't think Wolverine would lead the Avengers. Well, first of all, that Hugh Jackman Wolverine, we don't know if it's that one, but he doesn't like the Avengers. He said it clearly in the movie. His version of Avengers.
Which I think will probably play into Secret Wars because, I mean, I mentioned this before, but if you know the original Secret Wars comic, you would know that there was actually, on the hero side, the Avengers and the Fantastic Four didn't trust the X-Men because the X-Men were plotting something behind their backs. So, yeah.
I don't think it's like, I honestly don't think...
I know he hates the game. He has strange taste. I mean, again, like, we all have our opinions. I always have to say this because someone's always going to say some bullshit. But you can believe whatever you want. It's subjective, right? You could believe that this is terrible or whatever. That's fine. Or this is amazing. But I also still think you should consider the consensus too. Like the consensus is the game, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 1. are pretty beloved games. You know, even if you have nitpicks or flaws of them,
Yeah.
they're still beloved games. And they did make Miles significantly more popular as well as the movie. And to be honest, I think Eric July is like, I can understand where he's coming from a little bit. Like, I'll give him some charitability, right? I'll play devil's advocate because I could see where he's coming from, where it's like Marvel doesn't really care about black people, so to speak, right? But they want to grab attentions and make money, so they do this. But again, I keep saying this, like, these are the guys who are always talking about all this, oh yeah, it's got to be just about the storytelling. But when it is about the storytelling,
They complain.
they complain, right? Or they don't say anything.
Yeah.
Right. But in an area where you were wrong, like, you got to admit that Miles is now a popular character, and whatever definition that you have, it doesn't really matter anymore because he's popular. Maybe if he wasn't popular, you could still be saying this, and then maybe then people would listen to you.
If he wasn't popular, he wouldn't have his own movie that's franchise, trilogy, whatever it is going to be towards him. He wouldn't be in the Spider-Man games if he wasn't popular.
They pushed him because, yeah, he was a new character, and they pushed him, and it just so happened that he works really well with Peter Parker.
You know how hard it is for new characters in DC and Marvel to get popular in the last, like, 20 to 30 years? It's really, really difficult.
I don't. It's not even difficult. I would say it's near impossible.
Near impossible. Yeah, like, it's hard.
They're not really interested in making new characters because they have, first off, they have tons of characters who are well known. So why make new ones?
And when they try, most of them don't succeed.
Yeah, most of them fail. Most of them are not, well received. Like, making a new suit. That's why, because it's like Eric July's now business is making new superheroes. And again, opinion wise, this is just my opinion, but I think this is like one of the problems with the superhero genre is that no one really cares about the genre outside of Marvel and DC, right? Yep. And the ones that are popular, if you do notice, they're kind of subversive, or they are a lot more edgier, or they have something different, but yet they're still playing on the tropes of Marvel and DC, right? For example, Invincible, The Boys. Like, the Invincible and The Boys are not just the only comics or superhero comics that do this, right? Who subvert Marvel and DC. But yeah, Sideways is a good example. Yeah. Sideways is like, this is a great example. Sideways, by the way. Sideways is a character who they were trying to make. He's kind of like Spider-Man in the DC universe, like a very new character. He could teleport, all this stuff. He got his own ongoing series. I don't remember when was this. Was this like 2020 or like 2021? I can't remember. Anyway, but yeah, this character, he kind of looked cool too, but after a couple of issues, it went nowhere, and they just canceled it.
Oh, he was here. I think he's probably in Tony's chat now. Tony's live now, if he is.
I mean, that is a great example, Sideways, which is funny because the character's name is Sideways.
Is that what you named your YouTube account, or no? Or it's just a coincidence, Sideways?
Yeah, and definitely if you're going to bring in the. But this is the thing. They're not calling it. It's an Avengers movie. And yes, while we know that Fantastic Four members have been part of the Avengers.
But it is an Avengers movie. It's a title in it.
Yeah, it's more this, like, I don't get it. Oh, 2018. Okay, I was off. Sorry.
But the Avengers is in the title. It is an Avengers movie. I mean, it's going to be based on Infinity War is an Avengers movie, but I'm going to say Infinity War is mostly based on Thanos.
Right.
This is an Avengers movie. It's a fucking title.
I mean, the thing is, all the Avengers movies now, it's not like, oh, yeah, he says yes, as well as the Transformers character. Makes sense. I thought it was the Transformer character, but okay, yeah.
I think it is because that's his avatar.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, so the thing is, it's an Avengers movie, yes, but at the same time, they've already established that these aren't just Avenger movies, right? They're more event movies where all the characters are going to cross over, which is essentially what they do in the comics. It's just that they gave it the title Avengers because that's how it was shaping up, right? I mean, so that's why it's called the Avengers. Like like this whole thing is kind of silly. Like this is a silly point.
And vice versa. We know that there's been X-Men have been a part of the Avengers. It's still called an Avengers movie, and I don't think that they're just gonna. They should probably kill off all the characters I just named off, but I don't see them doing that.
Well, you named off Jane Foster, one of those characters, so she's already dead. So you can't.
Well, like these guys, say like, oh yeah, they should kill off the characters, but when they do shit like that, we get stuff like Rise of Skywalker, which in my opinion is 10 times worse than The Last Jedi. So undoing your mistake in a movie, or like nobody likes these characters, let's kill them off, or let's go back on everything the previous movie did. That's dumb as fuck. They should definitely not do that. Marvel should definitely 100% not do that with this, because they're in that camp right now, by the way, with this Doctor Doom shit. If they must, just ignore Kang.
Yeah.
Maybe if you really want to set him up, you could kill him off, and as a way to build up Doom, that's fine. I'll be fine with that. But like, don't just like, we're gonna kill off characters randomly because Eric July and all these other people don't like them. It's like we all have characters we don't like. That's why other people like them. Like, who cares? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All different Avengers.
The ballsiest move to make would be to just fucking Doomsday literally be the death of this fucking universe. That's the ballsy thing to do, is fucking kill it. Kill it.
Okay, again, oh my god. That's literally the storyline. That's literally the storyline in the comic.
Well, he doesn't know that.
He's like, it's a ballsy move. Again, if you read the Secret War storyline, the storyline was literally about the death of the 616. There's literally a page when you read the book, it says the death of the Marvel universe of 616. What the heck?
He doesn't read. He hasn't read that. It's clear. Like he said many times in the stream, you and Finbar, they haven't read that.
Like, no shit. That's how you get fucking Battle World. That's and I know you could say, well, how do you know that? The movie's not out yet. Because they literally first off, Doom is now the main villain. The movie is
because we can make connections.
It's literally
it's
literally based on the fucking comic.
And we can make connections by what we're seeing, but MCU, but then what Disney's releasing, what Disney's putting out with Marvel, the MCU. We can see it.
Yeah,
you can see how we're possibly connecting, right? We can see it.
Like,
you put the dots together,
That's why it's like with these scoopers. When the scoopers say this is going to happen, it's like I could have literally told you that because I read the fucking comic.
You put the dots together.
Which, by the way, one time on Twitter, I know I'm rambling and cutting you off. I'm sorry, but I want to make this one point. There was one time on Twitter where someone was trying to argue with me about how, like, the comics, no one cares about the comics and they're poorly written and there's no good comics.
Well,
and I showed them and I told them we're comic books in general, right? And they were like, oh, the Marvel movies are better than the comics. And I said, you must be fucking mad, right? And then they were like, oh, send me the coldest line from the book, right? From a comic book. And I showed them the Secret Wars where Doom walks up to Thanos and rips out his spine.
With his spine, yeah.
Right? And he has, it's like the most badass moment. I also showed them the opening of Secret Wars with Mr. Fantastic talking about this is the end, right? He was giving this long speech. It's great stuff. This person goes, oh, that shit's all garbage. They're never going to use it. Oh, yeah, right, buddy. 3 years from now, you'll be saying this is the best thing ever.
What do you think? Just tell me, what do you think the MCU has been inspired? The stuff has been inspired by the comic.
Yeah, but when those moments are the most iconic from the comic, when John Campea, I should have mentioned this yesterday, when John Campea was like, oh, bringing back Thanos. I bet they will bring back Thanos in Secret Wars, and they'll have that moment because I 100. That's the most badass moment in the entire
only if it's rated R.
No, but remember, we did see Thanos get his head cut off. They could totally do it. There's no blood. It's there. He just rips out and he turns to dust. It's totally PG-13. They could do it. Maybe. But I'm just saying, fuck that person. Fuck everybody on Twitter.
Dead.
With these dumbass
Doom comes in, wipes this whole shit off.
And wipes the whole fucking shit out. Thinks he's the winner. You can just coordinate a timeline, Doom comes in to create a singular timeline. Fucking kills all the multiverse.
It's their version of a crisis.
Yes.
Y'all bite off each other all the time anyway. So what?
Okay, here's the thing. If he kills off everybody, what heroes are going to be there left to continue MCU?
Well, the thing is, I gotta keep saying this. That's what happens in the fucking comic book. Everybody dies. The only people who survive are on a pod. It's like, I forget who exactly it is, but one of them was obviously Mr. Fantastic. I'm going to have to go look this up. But there was a pod, because I'm blanking on it. But Dr. Doom, literally, the universe, everybody, everything. The universe all merged, all the universes. Everybody died.
Yeah.
Everybody died. The only people who were alive were the ones that Dr. Doom kept. He kept the Thor corpse because they were like the police. He kept Doctor Strange. He was having a love affair with Sue Storm, and they have a kid. So it's like, yeah, what you're describing here. And he's like, oh, it's a crisis event. It's like, I guess, yeah, you could say that. Fair enough. I mean, that all came before this. But literally, again, like what they're describing here is like this. Oh, that's the comic. Just read the fucking comic. I don't fucking get it. I really don't fucking get it. It's like they always harp on these points of not knowing. These people don't know, but then they don't know the source material, and they can't listen. It would be okay if they said, I'm not a fan. I'll give them some credit, but like, could you at least acknowledge that comic? Like, that comic is beloved, and it's not just beloved in terms of all the wokies, right? Like, people who are anti-woke do still say Jonathan Majors is the only good Marvel writer. So why don't they acknowledge it?
Jonathan Majors is a good Marvel writer?
No, Jonathan Hickman, sorry.
Why not? Exactly. Why not? He kills them all off.
I was like all over the place. I meant Jonathan Hickman.
I gotta clip that.
Oh man, you're gonna expose me.
Whole thing. Oh look, noble sacrifice. Fuckity bye. Fucking jog on, and then
I should do a double sacrifice. Just shut up.
The next one fucking filters into what happens in this world, and then suddenly it's just like, I am Doom. I have got this secret. The secret war is even him creating a new fucking singular timeline. Has actually created a fucking Steve Rogers has recreated an actual fucking Tony Stark. That's what it does.
I mean,
that's
but he is Tony Stark, kind of.
Okay, again, that doesn't necessarily happen in the comics. So I mean, the thing is, that is 100% possible, because that also kind of aligns with the first Secret Wars comic, which again, this is outside of the wokey era, right? This is in the 80s, where they brought in the villain team and they brought in the hero team. They put them in, and they said that you got to fight, and they all had to work together and figure out what was going on, who sent them there, and all this stuff. I mean, well, it's not really revealed in the comic, but you know what I mean. They said that it's a mini series. They're brought onto Battle World. They're trying to figure out how to get out of it.
Could Dr. Doom send these two to Battle World and try to see if he could defend for himself?
Man, they wouldn't survive Battle World. I mean,
nope.
So the Secret War is the fucking
no. If the Brotherhood was in the Brotherhood,
it's called the Secret War because it's supposed to be like, outside of time. You know what I mean? No one knows it. It's not in the history books. That's why it's called Secret Wars. And you know what? Let's actually look up what I think it was Jim Shooter. Let's see, why is it called Secret Wars?
If Az did end up in the MCU, he'd definitely be the Blob.
I don't even think so. The Blob's too big of a main character, and he has more charisma. So, yeah. Well, I forgot about this. I'm stupid. I'll walk it back. I was wrong. Okay, the reason why it's called Secret Wars is because, well, originally Mattel, because remember, this whole thing was to make toys. Kids like the words wars and secret, so they just
The kids like wars. That's dangerous, man.
But let me see for the 2015 one.
That's dangerous. I'm scared. If kids like the word wars, I'm scared for the future.
By the way, I do wonder if they'll make another Deadpool movie, because there was a mini series
100%.
Where Deadpool was inserted into the original comic. And it's called Deadpool Secret Wars or Secret
no
Wars.
Way they're not doing a fourth Deadpool movie after a hit like this. There's no way.
But I'm saying, like, I wonder would they do it in Battle World is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah. How about Deadpool kills Doctor Doom? That'd be the movie.
New heroes coming out. New Thor, new thing.
Yeah, but they're their characters. But they are their characters. It is Thor. It's just that's who it is.
Not discount Thor.
No, yeah,
it's not
Thor.
Jane Foster.
Yeah.
Well, you're not getting. You're getting your wish there because Jane Foster's dead. Dead. D-E-A-D.
Again, what they're saying is, like, except for this last part, but everything previously, like, they're just describing what happened in the comic. But I just wish they could, I wish they would just acknowledge, just so I'm not like harping on it and being like making.
Was Jane Foster's Thor around during that second Secret Wars, or was that no? She was before, right?
No, she was around during the Secret Wars for the 2015. She's on the comic cover.
Oh yeah. She's only a decade old, about a decade old.
Not every Miles is on the cover. Like, there's a bunch of characters on the cover.
Wait, okay.
Yeah.
I know she's. Yeah. Okay.
Stunning and brave diversity, Thor.
Yeah.
It's the fucking characters.
Yeah. One thing.
I don't think. Does he know that there was? This guy's a fucking idiot.
1,000%. Well, yeah, that'd be ballsy, and that would make the most. That would make the most sense, right? And then if you want,
the one issue I did have back in the day when I heard Jane Foster becoming Thor, I did have an issue with her being named Thor. Because Thor is the actual name of Thor. It's not like a code name. It is his actual name.
The way that it's explained in the comic, and it's still stupid, but because I'm not a fan of that run too. But like the point is that the reason why she's called Thor is because on the Mjolnir it says that whoever can hold it will have the power of Thor, right? So that's why she's called Thor. It's not so much of like the name, like it. And by the way, in the comic too, what ends up happening is that Thor, because he's not Thor anymore, he just goes by Odin's son. He's like, I lost that name, I lost that title, and therefore I'm Odin's son, right?
Even though technically Thor shouldn't lose that name.
By the way, they I don't know if the MCU will ever do this, but leading up to that storyline, they did an event called Original Sin, and it was sort of like. It was almost like a giant retcon story where they went back to people's origin stories and said, oh, this and that happened, right? Like, for example, they said that Iron Man was actually the reason why Bruce Banner became the Hulk. So I don't know if that's still canon, but I thought it was an interesting storyline. Yeah, there was a What If comic sideways. That is true. Yes.
Yeah.
want to have a singular universe or a timeline, which you should get this it was a disaster, and I called it. I don't like the gloat, but can I say I was fucking right, man? Like, for once, like without y'all getting mad at me, man, because I called this multiversal bullshit, and I said the dumbest guy, the dumbest thing they could fucking implement it. And it's funny watching normies finally come. I will look on a reel or some shit, and normies are like, yeah, they should have never done that. I'm sitting here like, what the fuck?
Normies don't care.
I mean, he was the one saying that the multiverse in the comics was never good or whatever. But I mean, the thing is, I don't think people really had this. Like, he was the only one saying this because we might have to go back and see that what his reasoning is. Because in all honesty, like the whole multiverse thing, yes, it can be confusing. I think it was more confusing for DC because I keep saying this. Marvel never had a multiverse. And I think that's the reason why this ended up not really working out, because they didn't have stories to pull from. Not because the multiverse concept is bad. It was just that, okay, they didn't know what to do. And so essentially they were like, okay, it's just going to be cameos. Because that's what because in all honesty, like the casual fans and like, you know, the soups and Blu-ray angels of the fandom, they're not like hardcore comic fans where they will, like, you know, read these comics and they're really involved with the characters. They just are like, oh, that's from the comic, that's super cool. And at a certain point that was fine, but then that eventually became the entire fandom's opinion, as like, what if this character appeared? It wasn't, oh, what if we do this storyline? What if, you know, this character had this arc? It was, no, what if this one character just appeared? Like, we would freak out. It would be amazing. And Marvel saw that it was successful and they just ran with it.
Let's try to get to the end of this so we can talk about your thoughts
I was ahead of this. No one only one is the fucking thing, but no, you should collapse it all. I agree with that 1000%. Collapse it all. Have one singular time.
With your universe. Maybe we should do collapse your universe, and you should start. You know what? Matter of fact, don't start again.
Well, if Air July, here's the thing though. If Air July does eventually keep going, like if somehow, let's just say
by miracle,
by miracle, like Rippaverse is something people do still talk about the next 80 years, there's going to be a multiverse. There's going to be a multiverse, because the idea of the multiverse isn't really. It's not that writers are like, you know, the multiverse is such a great concept, let's use it. It's more like it was a way for DC, it was a way to make sense of their continuity, because it went on so long where people are like, well, is Golden Age Batman the same as the Silver Age Batman? But tonally it's different, and there's been retcons and there's been all this stuff. So they were like, oh shit, we should kind of fix this because it doesn't make a lot of sense. With Marvel, though, Marvel's continuity, it's just gone on so fucking long where it's kind of like, how do you make sense of this all? Because there's been so many different storylines where, you know, tons of different things happen. Again, I'm not like know every single thing about Marvel and DC, or I should say Marvel, but Marvel has gone on way too long, in my opinion, with the continuity. And it's really starting to fuck up shit where things don't make a lot of sense. And things are out of order. Characters are out of order. Character arcs don't make sense. You know, and they want to do retcons. And so the longer this stuff goes on and it becomes a shared universe, of course, there's going to be retcons. There's going to be multiverse ideas. Because that's how you're going to get people in the door again. Yeah. So it's all business. It's not this creative decision. Trust me, if this wasn't just a business for making money, I think the multiverse concept, I don't think it would be something that would, I think it would be innovated on a little bit more.
These characters, and then with this new timeline, there's your justification on where because in your previous one you didn't really have mutants, right? I guess you kind of had with Quicksilver and Scarlet, but not really, right?
Not mutants. Well, Scarlet Witch might be.
Yeah, I mean, what they're saying here is what we've all been speculating on. How would they introduce the X-Men?
And also, and the thing is, when they cast Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver in that Age of Ultron, the comics changed everything about them. Basically, everything.
They were at one point going to be Inhumans, which is insane.
And they took away the Magneto's birth father. They basically they took it away, and Scarlet Witch is not a mutant anymore from that era, from the comics.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they went back on it, because I'm pretty sure. I mean, I could be wrong.
People didn't like it. People liked them being.
I think currently Quicksilver might be on X-Force. I'm not sure. I let me look it up.
Because I don't think people people did not like the idea that they were not Magneto's kids anymore. And just because you changed it for the live action stuff doesn't mean you have to change it for the comics.
I put X Factor. No, he's not on X Factor.
And Elizabeth Olsen has expressed like, that'd be cool if I was a mutant at Magneto's son. But she doesn't know that Wanda's not a mutant and Magneto's daughter anymore. She doesn't know that because she doesn't read the comics.
Okay, no, he's not. Quicksilver is not on the current X-Force. I don't know where Quicksilver is currently, but
like I said, like Elizabeth Olsen, like last year or a year before, expressed that it'd be cool if I was Magneto's daughter or as an X-Men movie. She doesn't know that Elizabeth Olsen doesn't know that Wanda is not Magneto's son anymore.
Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch actually had a series going on this year. I don't know if it's still going on, but yeah. So that probably explains it.
I mean, you could tell from the interview, Elizabeth Olsen doesn't read with Scarlet Witch comics.
Yeah,
she doesn't read comics.
That's fine. I don't expect the actors to know. But what was I going to say? Well, I mean, to be fair to Marvel, Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch started off on the Avengers, and then they made their way to the X-Men. It's like it's kind of confusing, and that's why the rights was split.
Yeah.
Dive into that now.
I guess more people are used to them being on the X-Men because of the X-Men 92 show.
Yeah, and Quicksilver was, he was on the Brotherhood of Mutants, right? The Brotherhood of Mutants.
Come on, they're just there.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So the X-Men, it makes sense for them to be there. It makes sense for the Avengers to be there. It makes sense for the Fantastic Four to all be present in this singular kind of singular timeline. Like a legitimate, accurate adaptations of these characters. Not this bullshit. Not this... We got to change it for modern audiences. We got to
change it for modern audiences.
Quick, by the way, I see your question sideways. I'll answer it and we'll get to it. I just want to say this one thing. I hate this whole they need to be their version from the comic, because I used to be this whole thing it needs to be comic accurate. I eventually realized, that's not necessarily fair to the creatives, because if I was, again, and I'm sure if you ask Eric July and ask the same question, they're going to answer it the same way. If you were given the rights to the characters, you're going to stay true to the character, but you're also going to do, add some things that you want to see done, which is not maybe typically seen, right? Because no one wants to really just read a status quo character. I don't think that's very interesting. Like, if Spider-Man is just the same consistently, it's boring. And I think that's the reason why people don't like the current Spider-Man, is because he's not evolving, he's not changing. It's like you can have the status quo, but the character still needs evolutions. And sometimes those evolutions, they don't necessarily need to always stick, but if they're beloved and they're liked, why can't they stick? Why can't Peter Parker just be married to MJ and call it quits? But no, they're like, oh, Spider-Man, we're trying to appeal to kids. He can't have a wife, so he's just going to be a man-child, even though he's literally an adult.
Yeah, it's going to be the same. They're always going to reduce him back to either a teenager or a young adult and not married,
Yeah, I just think as an Eric July, some of the stuff they say, it's not that it's wrong or it's untrue. They're saying stuff that makes sense that fans of the current comics would say the same thing too. The problem is they just, I think they're just so hooked up on the fact that they're on their side. And this is why I always say I'm never going to play this political game, because I think it warps people's brains and it doesn't allow people to think critically. It allows you to stay in your box and only see through your lens. Yeah. And sometimes your lens is not always right. It's not the truth. It's not factually accurate.
It's what you think is true.
Yeah.
But it's not true.
But and I know what people say, perception is reality. But the thing is, when we're in a shared space, that doesn't work.
Yeah.
But okay, I wanted to say
appeal to this one. We need to swap it. None of that bullshit. Just
which one was that?
He was saying, so He says, "Do you think they should have cut out Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver in Age of Ultron?" So, what do you think?
That's a tough one. Um, Technically, they were not allowed to use the Scarlet Witch or Quicksilver name because of the legal reasons of Fox. They were allowed to use the real names, Wanda Maximoff and Pietro, because in the Fox they did not call him Pietro. In the Fox they called him Peter, and he was American. He wasn't like from Europe. So I think the deal was, yeah, you know what? You can use their proper names, but you can't use their X-Men property names. And we'll make sure our Quicksilver, our Max Pietro, our Quicksilver will not use the Pietro name. So it's like you get to keep the Pietro name for Quicksilver, but we will change it to Peter. But you cannot use the Scarlet Witch or Quicksilver name. We want to keep that, right? I mean, like they could easily introduce Scarlet Witch in Fox too, as maybe Quicksilver has Peter Evan Peters has a twin sister too. Like they could have easily done that. They wanted to. And it, obviously, they can't call, I don't know if they'll call him Wanda. They can still call her Wanda. It's a name. You know, but they go right over a name. I mean, right?
But yeah. I mean, personally, I don't. I think the only problem I had was they should never killed off Quicksilver, but
they had. I think they had to. I think that was the deal with the Fox, wasn't it?
No, they weren't going to kill off him. They were going to kill off Hawkeye, and Quicksilver was going to be in the post-credit scene, but. Yeah. But they wanted someone to die, and Jeremy Renner was okay with them killing him off because he said that in the last Avengers movie he didn't do anything that was significant. He was just he was being controlled by Loki, and then he shows up in the battle, right? So he wasn't interested in coming back, but Joss Whedon was like, okay, well, I'll like upgrade your role, and so that's why we see his family and stuff, and. I don't know. I don't think it was a good idea to kill off Quicksilver because, I mean, look at it now, right? They could have still had the character, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if this character, once they reboot the universe, he comes back.
They killed off Quicksilver because they want to make Wanda miserable for her MCU stuff. They just want to tear down Wanda.
I mean, some people could make that argument, I guess.
That's what they did.
I mean, I don't know. I think they killed him because they needed a consequence.
They needed death.
Yeah, they needed a hero death, and even though it doesn't make sense how he dies, like it just shows you how like dumb it's written. It's like he gets shot by bullets. The guy who's the speedster gets shot by bullets. I mean, yeah, it's kind of silly in my opinion.
I mean, the Flash movie got shot by a bullet by being a speedster too.
Yeah, but it's just I don't know. I never liked that idea. It's like how
I guess
he gets something. Especially
you get lucky.
And remember, we just saw Quicksilver in Days of Future Past, and he was like running, and he was able to see everything in slow motion. It's like,
yeah.
So I mean, obviously, it's not the same. But the thing is, they never explain the perspective of the speedster. So it's like, in my opinion, it's like how didn't he dodge it? The way they framed it too, it's like, oh, you had to save the kids, but then the guns were gonna go off, right? I don't know. I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of that way of killing a speedster.
Versions of the characters that are the characters is what you should be trying to make happen. And you got 4 movies and TV shows to do it. And go into, I guess, if you want the crisis to happen, you can make it happen in the Avengers doing that. But you come out of that with fresh, wiped hands clean, all that gay shit that you were trying to do before is no more. That will make the most sense. But I just feel like they're going to be too arrogant to pull it off.
Like, go with you 100% on that street.
Yeah.
Hold on here. That might make sense of like what you would want ideally, but that's not going to work out logically.
Now, if you want when you want things to be ideally, then happen.
Yeah, like this is supposed like he's not framing this like pie in the sky. I mean, maybe the wording he chose, maybe I'll give him some charitability, okay, but that's not my impression that I got. He's trying to say what they should do. No, or am I tripping? Like,
yeah, that's what he said. Both of them say that's what they should do. Wipe out everything. They start fresh. I'm talking to Michael.
But he's saying within the next 4 movies they have to do this, and that
4
makes the
movies
most
and 4
amount of sense.
shows.
It's like that doesn't make any sense. Like
4 movies in next 4 movies and next 4 shows.
I think at most, you know, like because we know this is a fucking mess. Let's be honest, this is a fucking mess. I'm not here to be like, oh yeah, I'm here to defend Kevin Feige's slop. No, it is a mess. They have some potential going on here with Doctor Doom. But I think if you want what you're saying, it would make sense to say that after Secret Wars ends, like we get the perfect Marvel universe. You own the character. The only character they don't own though is Spider-Man, but you own all the characters. You can do whatever you want. You could recast all the characters if you wanted to, start fresh, and you know, build up this new universe. We'll see if that happens. They could do it, but again, we don't know if they will. So, but yeah. Anyway,
finish his last 30 seconds.
Hubris, the ego,
we'll get to your
the failure. Stuff. But if you're doing an entertainment, you can pull it off. But they won't, and we know that they won't.
Okay.
Yeah, they know that. Yeah, they. I mean, they outright say they know that they won't. Right? They're. You know, I know sometimes I make these like definitive claims and stuff like that, but yeah, it's not a good thing. So listen, I'm not always gonna like, because sometimes like I get it. Like people, we do this too. Like what the previous person said. To be honest, I don't even really like doing that because it's like, yeah, if I was in that situation, I bet, you know, you could go back and pull up a bunch of stuff that I don't agree with now, obviously. So, but I don't know. I think it's better if you're just be surprised. You know what I mean? Instead of being like, I knew this was going to happen. Like, let's just keep an open mind, because sometimes you might be hyped as hell about something and it turns out like dog shit. Sometimes you couldn't care less, but it was the greatest thing you ever saw. Right? So, you know, like, I don't know. They want to, they're not fans of this stuff, but yet they supposedly are. You know, I think if you are a fan, you can acknowledge that it's dog shit. But I also think you should be at least optimistic because you're a fan. You still want to see something good. I mean, at that point, why even continue even talking about this? I mean, excluding money. But as fans, like, yeah, that's why I was saying, like, I don't know if I want to keep talking about Star Wars because personally, I mean, everything I say here is my personal opinion. That's why it may be like scatterbrained or like, you know, one day I say this and then I disagree with it the next day, is because I tend to like, you know, think over and try to be like, hey, does this make sense? You know, sometimes it's like Aaron says something and I'm like, you know what? That actually makes more sense than what I was saying. Right. So it's like, you know, like I said, I try to be, I want to be fair is my point, regardless if I don't like them, right, and their opinions.
All right. Blinded.
Yeah, more rambling.
Before we end this, I'll give you. You know, we're gonna. I said I was gonna let you talk about the.
Yeah, the rip of.
Was it Isom?
So how much did you read? So okay. Full disclosure, I didn't finish it because, you know, when things don't interest me, I just drop them. Right. I read like at least 10 pages. Right. I read 10 pages of Isom, and I read the first page of Alpha Flight. I'm not going to talk about that one too much because I didn't read it enough. I think 10 pages, you know, you get the premise, you get some of the ideas.
Yeah.
My whole thing is, I think he went about this competitor to Marvel and DC a bit wrong. Personally, again, everything I'm going to say is my opinion.
You're not the only one.
Creatively, from a creative standpoint, I'm not into this whole business, all this stuff. I don't follow everything Eric July says. Creatively speaking,
that's Tony's job.
Creatively speaking, I think if you were going to make a universe, there needed to be a hook. What is the actual universe? Because With Marvel and DC, the thing is, DC already had the jump on them where it was superheroes. There wasn't really, I mean, you got to remember, DC is the one who really kind of created the modern concept of superheroes. And that's why they are around still. But with Marvel, their whole approach, I mean, remember, this is something I don't think people know or they might forget, but Stan Lee really wasn't trying to create superheroes with the Fantastic Four. That sort of came about from the popularity of the comic. Because look at the first cover of Fantastic Four. They're not in their superhero outfits. They're in their civilian clothes. And I might have to find this, but there was a video specifically talking about how, Fantastic Four was really not supposed to be just a superhero team. Yeah, it was sort of like supposed to be scientific. It was supposed to be more sci-fi focus. But because they were also competing with DC, and that's also the reason why they did the Fantastic Four, they kind of realized that it was too confusing of an idea. And so they just were like, okay, let's just make it superheroes. And Marvel's concept was to ground the characters and make it more scientific. Again, that's why the Incredible Hulk is dealing with gamma radiation. Spider-Man's dealing with radiation. Stan Lee had all these concepts to make the characters more potentially grounded in our reality, which is not what DC was. DC was more fantastical. The characters could do whatever they wanted. So that's kind of the hook. It's just that DC and Marvel has gone on for so long, right? I mean, Marvel even further because they were at Timely Comics, Atlas Comics. I mean, if Degrassi was here, he would tell you all the different names Marvel was before they were Marvel.
Yeah, before they said on Marvel.
And I think if you are going to create a new universe, a shared universe of superheroes, you really need to have a strong hook for the universe. What separates you from DC and Marvel? Because in all reality, ISOM, I think, is leaning very heavy to Marvel side. I think it's like the whole character's like very grounded, and he's supposed to almost be like in the first couple of pages, it's like, okay, he's like this detective. But it doesn't really come across because you're like, he's not a detective. What type of character is he? And maybe he could be amalgamations of different concepts, but when you're reading it, you're sort of like, I'm lost. I'm like kind of confused. And that's why I put it down. Yeah, it's like the first page doesn't even introduce ISOM. It just sort of, it's like introducing the world, which I think is telling. Because that's not, and personally speaking, again, because this is all subjective, but if you're going to tell a story, it should focus on one character. You're not building up a world, right? The world building is sort of like garnish. You know what I mean? And I think that a lot of the problems with certain franchises is they don't realize that world building is not the cake. It's the icing. That's why Star Wars is beloved. It's because people like the story of Luke Skywalker and they can identify with the struggles. And people forget that. The world building of Star Wars was just background in the first movie. It was like flavor. And that's the problem with ISOM. ISOM has the first 10 pages is just like, you're not really setting up an arc for the character. He has a motivation, he has a goal, but it's like, why does he need to do this? I mean, he's almost distant from the fact that he's like wanting to save his own. I think it's his sister.
Sideways, don't insult Luke Cage.
No, it's not even like Luke Cage, because Luke Cage is like a totally different character. Like ISOM is this. Like I couldn't really. And again, to be fair, I didn't read the entire comic, and then I also didn't read the second issue. But personally speaking, I wasn't hooked. I wasn't grabbed. I didn't think it was interesting, and that's why I put it down. That's really it, right? And I think that's maybe like the biggest sin that you could commit is just not being intriguing or entertaining. So you just put it down.
I don't think it would like if you continue though. I don't.
So that's why it's like I don't, that's why I'm not going to like always dunk on him or whatever, because it's like I don't read the comics. I don't.
It's okay, sideways. We're just
It's okay.
joking.
Yeah, I mean, you were making a joke. To be fair, I know sometimes I come across serious, but yeah, I get what you're saying, right? But I don't know. I think Era July should have. I think like all creatives, it's just start small. You know what I mean? I'm not like this big time creator too, right? But like when I write, like for example, this is my writing process. I'll say, right, whether I'm making a video or because I've written articles, I've written screenplays, right? I know. You know what I mean? I know some stuff. I'm not, again, I don't have a successful comic like Air July. I don't have a successful movie.
Successful comic.
But when you're going to, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? But
I know.
But I just think, again, as a reader, as a creative person, you're reading this and you're like, this could be something. This could be something that could be interesting, but there's nothing there. There's no hook. There's no interest. There's no conflict. The conflict is really just, okay, the girl's being potentially held hostage. And then you're like, but it's like confusing. I don't get, that's why I say potentially, I don't understand it. And that's why I'm like, okay, I'm just like, I don't get what's even happening. I'm like super confused. It's almost like he wrote the comic as a third or fourth issue. Like it doesn't feel like a number one comic where you're I don't want to say explained, but I want to say you understand what's going on with the character of Isom. You understand a little bit about the world, but it's not the main focus. But like I don't know. It was not. Listen. It's just for me personally. It's not something I would read. And they could say, "Oh, but you're reading modern Marvel comics and all this shit." But I don't read. Yeah, it's still, first off, it's still better than Isom in terms of narratively, the art as well. I'm not going to comment on the art because I'm not like a proficient artist in terms of like drawing and all this stuff of comics. But yeah, I wasn't like the art to me was kind of generic. It's not like something I super care about, but I mean and also too, I also when I was reading this, I actually did listen to people who liked the comic because I was like perplexed. I was like, well, I don't like it. So what I tend to do is I want to understand why other people like it. And, if they enjoy the comic, that's fair. Personally, I don't think it's a good comic. And that's really it. That the Air July stuff, it's like, I'm not super interested in it because, like, as I said, it's not my criticism. I don't think is really. It's like I'm just gonna be saying the same shit as everybody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I just wish he would make. I just wish he would have just focused on trying to make a good comic instead of bringing in other people, bringing all these name talents. Like just promise your audience one comic. I'm going to tell the story over X amount of issues, and I'm going to, I have a Bible, right? A Bible's usually, you're explaining the world, all the details, everything about the world. Does Eric July has that? Has he ever talked about that? Because everywhere I look, I've never heard anything about a Rippaverse Bible.
I don't know.
But I think he should have had one.
That's something Tony would know.
I would want to know, does he have a Rippaverse Bible? Because I mean, when I watch some of the stuff, it's like some of the writers too. Like it sounds like they could do whatever they want, but you're like, they could do whatever they want, but it's like that doesn't make a lot of sense because it's his world.
No.
So
yeah, all right.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Good stream, guys. I know it was fine stream. Ranted most of the stream.
Yeah.
That was not intentional either, man. I was not intentionally to rant. Just got fired up right away because it's some of the stupid stuff. I mean, I listened to some of Tony's stream before him, but like, I don't know, like it was it felt different this time. I guess it's because
well, you're giving a
obviously-
different take too, right?
yeah.
Because you don't normally do this. That's why it was.
I mean, we do takes on Grace Randolph and John Campion. We got fired up with John Campion, but it wasn't like this. It was a different fire up. It wasn't like we weren't like, disgusted.
No.
This is
it's like, I don't want to say disgusted. I'm not disgusted. I'm more like, really? You know what I mean?
Really,
like, it's sort of like just shaking your head. You're like, if only if they had constructive points and actually knew a little bit of what they're talking about. I'm not saying you need to be an expert. I wouldn't say I'm an expert. I'm not like Degrassi or Tony. Like, these guys, like, I'm only in my like almost my mid-20s. You know what I mean? Like, I'm super young in comparison to everybody else. Like,
I wouldn't even say, no. We were like, I wouldn't say we're roasting them. Roasting means
we did take some shots. I was making fun of him sweating and shit.
Yeah, but I don't consider it a roast, man.
They do that too. To be fair, I don't mean I do think he might be potentially creepy, allegedly, but but I mean, I don't know him personally. I don't know anything. I just heard what other people were saying. But
all right. All right, thank you, Blinded. Where can we find you?
Yeah, you can find me on YouTube or Threads. By the way, you were throwing some shade saying I don't make content. Sir, my content takes a very long time.
Just joking,
I know.
I just, that's a real roast. Like, that's a real roast.
Roasting me like, Blinded makes content. Yeah, it takes me 3 months. Okay.
Tony did that. Tony started it. Blame Tony.
Nah, I get the joke though. But
you're old. That's how old I am.
You're
man.
old.
So don't worry.
Damn.
All right.
Go
ahead.
I wonder how. Hold on, wait. Before we end off, because I know some people are always like surprised when I tell them like, "Hey, I'm only 24," and people are like on stream like, "What?" They never knew, but yeah, I'm 24. So
you just say, I've been 24 forever. I'm kidding. You can find Blindness channel. Oh yeah. Oh, also check out the
Sideways is 21. Nice. Okay. Good.
Okay. All right. So I'll check out the video I posted earlier, the villains side on the stream we did 2 days ago. Remember the Marvel MCU stream?
Right. Yes.
We did 2 days ago. I put up the villains side of things earlier today. Check that out. Tomorrow, I'm not sure if I'm gonna do a stream. I might need to take a break, but if I will do a stream, I don't know. Sure, I might need a day break.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm not sure what I'm gonna do tomorrow. I'm not sure if I do this stream. I'm not sure what I'll do. I don't think it'll be Eric July.
All the acolyte articles crying about the show being canceled.
I just don't want to. I just don't like looking at. I just like watching videos.
It's a lot of them. It's insane.
I know. I don't know what I'm gonna do tomorrow. I don't know if I'm gonna, or maybe I'll just not make a detractor stream, do something else. I don't know. If I do feel like doing something, I'll figure it out. Right. I just don't know yet. Maybe we'll take a look at. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll take a